Hey yo, what's good? Hey, it's me, Saul, and welcome to the video. Today, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with the series that I normally do. I'm here on a brand new account. It's day number 1, and I'm going to be building a Subterror deck. Now, I'm taking inspiration from a King of Games deck off of Duel submitted by a player by the name of Oob, but for reasons that you'll understand soon, that's not going to be the deck list that I'm stuck to. I'm not married to it by any definition because today, I want to find out whether or not I can hit King of Games with Subterrors in the space of 1 week. Now, ordinarily with this series, I just go about building a deck that already hit King of Games to prove that you can hit King of Games in the space of a week. And I looked around for Subterror builds, and a lot of them didn't look like something that I could build in a week except for Oob's version. Now, assume I don't know anything about Subterrors, right? I don't know what they do. I don't know how to pilot them. This is going to be my first instance trying to play them. So assume that I decide to take inspiration from a different build along the lines of building Oob's build. You get what I mean? Like, I'm allowed to add things in over the course of the week that I think might help me to hit King of Games. And I'm going to take you on that journey with me. So I'm going to get my starting gems and we're going to go in for some of the Subterror cards. There's a half price gem sale going on right now, which is going to make it significantly easier to build Subterrors in a week, which is why I wanted to start with this one. Actually, technically speaking, this is the second KOG in a week video that I'm doing, but it's the first one that you're seeing because I made a crucial mistake in the first one that you'll see when it comes out. Regardless, I want to go in and do the initial pulls, and then so the pacing of this video will be somewhat different. I'm still trying to figure out the format of how I'd like to do it. I don't know if I build the deck in a week and then KOG the week after, or if I build the deck and KOG with it in the same week. We'll see how it goes in terms of the grinding and everything. And just go for it effectively. So okay, the Metaphys box is right here, but we're not here for Metaphys. We're here specifically for the Subterror cards. There are 2 SRs and there are just 2 SRs that we need in the box. We don't need any URs here. So we're just gonna go in once we get both copies of the SR. It's at 3 copies in the deck. So we're just gonna reset at that point. No need for anything. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful first pull. Okay, so as soon as we get 1 copy of Subterror Behemoth Umasaitra, I don't know how to say your name. I'll learn it over the course of the week, I bet. As soon as we get just 1 copy of that, we can reset. Nope, it's not here. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. That was a very good first pull. Like, I couldn't have asked for something better. I couldn't have. Beautiful. All right, we reset. We reset here and now. There is no need to proceed going into the box at this point. That was amazing to me. That was absolutely beautiful. So let's reset the box and start going again. That was one best odds. Some of the best odds that we could have asked for. So now we need 1 copy of the dragon, we need 2 copies of the dragon, 1 copy of the trap card. I don't think that this deck can synchro summon. The trap card is done. We're done with the trap card. Now we just need the 2 copies of the monster and we can leave. We can get out of here. And who knows, maybe we still have some gems in our back pocket by the end of this, right? I was expecting this to be a massive gem sink where like the majority of my resources would go in at this stage. Because even though it's a half price gem sale, it is still a main box, right? That's a lot of cards to go through. And I think that philosophy is now being proven. Hello? Can you bless me again, please? Maybe if I ask for it, I don't get it. All right, so like I said, I'm not too fussed about this because at the end of the day, I'm not married to the deck list. I don't have to build it I'm not using this card, and that's really unfortunate. Now, yeah, I'm not married to the deck list because I'm probably, I don't know. I might end up changing some things, or I might do it exactly the way that he did. I'm not really too particular just yet because I'm going to be I'm going to show you guys the very first duel that I do, and I don't read my cards until I need to read my cards. Right? Okay, so we're getting some cool stuff, but like none of it really being useful for what I'm here for. Can you stop? Like here's the thing. Getting best odds kind of circumvents how deep we're going here because now we're at the point of mid odds. So we're on mid odds going on bad odds now. I really hope we don't get worse. Can I get it now, please? I don't want to have to do extra. I don't want to have to start the game with extra grinding, bro. Can you just give me Please work with me a little bit. Come on now. Oh, so annoying. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I guess we don't get to be happy in that way, and I can accept it. I can accept that. Are there any fast means of getting gems that I could do really quick to try and get myself the other two. Think so. I mean, I can go up in my world level, that would be cool. But like, I'm thinking of getting like, no, don't give me a tutorial. I'm thinking of getting like a 10 pulls worth, and I don't think there's a quick 10 pulls worth. I doubt I would have completed any. Ayo, let me go, stop. Hello? Yeah, I was saying, I doubt I would have completed any of the Mokuba mission bingo just yet. You can usually, oh wait, hold on, 40 gems, that's not bad, but it's not a lot, realistically speaking, right? Like, you get quite a bit from the Mokuba mission bingo, so I come here often whenever I've completed one of the missions. And then also, I just went up in world levels, so that's really, really good. That's 4 pull, maybe we get it in 4, who knows? Maybe we get it in a quick 4, and we can actually build the deck right now. And I'm gonna build a different deck for my auto dueling purposes. Like, I don't want to use the same deck for auto dueling and for my ranked climb, because like, you don't want complicated decks for auto dueling, or manually dueling the NPCs is a better way of putting it, because the less button inputs you have to do, the better. So I'm just gonna come back over here. Let's go in real quick with 100 and see what we get. Yeah, I mean, considering there's only 59 packs left, a 4 pull might actually be something hot, realistically speaking, right? Like, that might be, oh my days, I'm not building Metaphys, right? I don't understand why they've given me more of the Metaphys cards and more of the crawler cards and the cards I actually want here, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Let's go to the home screen and the first thing I'm gonna do is unlock a second deck slot, because when you start the game, you only have 1 deck slot, and I always dedicate the first slot to my actual like auto dueling NPC deck. I'm gonna unlock a second slot, and then we can go about building our deck. Okay, so we've got the next slot, and we've got ourselves a 10 pull. Let's see if we get a little bit luckier here, right? If we get it in a 10, we're looking good. We actually have a 10. We have 14. We have 14 pulls right now, and I just want to get started on the deck list, to be honest with you. So a little bit of luck would be appreciated, but again, it's not the worst thing in the world, because like, the account is brand new. I just started. Like, it's not a big deal. You know what? I'll take one. Oh, I'm bad at math. No, that's not 14. That's 12. I'm bad at math, and it hurts. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take 1. So that means I've got 2 currently. We can start doing something a little bit nice. Hold on. Oh wait, no, I need to. Okay, they want me to play a duel as Joey, but I'm not going to do that right now. Move. Alright, so we've got the makings of something nice, if I'm not mistaken anyway. Okay, beautiful. So we'll start with Subterror Behemoth Citrix. I think that I actually kind of like that name, Citrix. Let's check on related cards. Now, I obviously don't have all the cards from Oob's build just yet, but I think, again, I don't know how this deck works, but I'm hoping that with what I've got enough to go on ladder and maybe do something here, right? Now the thing about it is, I'm going to be using my UR Dream tickets on day number 1 to get 2 copies of Paleozoic Canadia. I'm going to be using my SR Dream tickets to get 2 copies of World Legacy Pawns. Once I've got my 3rd copy of Citrix, I think I might go after a 3rd Canadia, or should I go after Flip Flop Frog? I don't know yet. These are a lot of names, and I'm still kind of figuring out what I'm doing here, but these are all the cards from his build that I have access to, so I need to improvise. I need to figure out how I'm gonna fill the gap. I think a good idea might be to use some of the crawlers that I got to bridge the gap in the meantime, because I mean, they also primarily function off of flip effects, right? So this would help me destroy spells and traps, and it's just like stuff that I can normal summon. Again, I don't really know what my deck is supposed to do. I know it flips up and down, but I don't know the mechanics of it just yet. So I'm going a monster from my deck to the graveyard. I don't think my deck wants that. Maybe crawlers do. And I'm gonna wing it, basically. Hey yo, Golem Sentry doesn't seem that bad. Once per turn, you can flip this card face down, just like Flip Flop Frog. Now, okay, this is everything I've got. Now let's thin it down. Now, this card seemed really, really good, so I'm going to keep it in here at 3 copies. I think it was a little overkill to add this card at 3, but it just... in the early stages of ladder, this card says that when a monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, send 2 of your opponent's monsters back into the deck. And what's really, really nice about that is that in the early stages of ladder, people aren't going to be using removal options. People are just going to be destroying things by battle. So that might be useful. Also, it's prismatic, which is kind of why I wanted to put it in. Now, this just seems like an easy to summon, like just big monster, the World Legacy Armor. So I thought it would be interesting to have in there, and it has the ability to return itself and one of my opponent's special summon monsters back into the extra deck, which I think is really good. Well, this comes back to my hand. That would go back to the extra deck. So in the later stages of ranked, until I actually complete the Subterror deck, that might be pretty good. This card will let me direct my opponent's attacks into my set monsters as I see fit, which could be useful. There's a lot of high-level monsters here, and that's kind of worrisome to me. Like, I don't know how I'm going to summon them. I mean, I see that I think some of them have effects to summon themselves, but I don't think I'm going to need to rely on the crawlers the way that I thought I would. They've got interesting effects, and maybe we'll come back to that, but as things currently stand, I think there's enough here to make something meaningful. Okay, so this is the deck list that I'm going to be starting with, right? This is how it's going to be. I'm going to get the Destiny Draw skill from a skill ticket right now. I can't summon these monsters, but my opponents don't know that, so that's just a pure bluff. And I think that's good. Now, the skill that everyone uses is Labyrinth Builder, which you can only get off of the Paradox Brothers, which you can only unlock at, I think, like stage 15. So over the course of the week, I will do that. But as of right now, as of how I'd like to be currently, it's not, well, it might be necessary and I might be setting myself up for failure, but like, so be it, right? That's all I can do realistically right now. I'm going to grab Destiny Draw, and then I think we take this into a battle and see how it goes. Now, obviously this is my first duel. I'm actually pretty excited to figure out how this deck works. Now, obviously there's a lot of moving pieces that won't be in the final product, right? This is just what I'm running with. This is my build with the resources that I have right now. And over the course of the week, I will definitely get more things. But like, even though I know it's probably not optimal, I would love to see how this version of the deck plays. So, okay, so this guy, the thing about the early stages is I don't expect the wins to be difficult, which should give me the time to read my cards and learn what I'm actually doing. So, what would be the strategy here? What do you say? Activate one of these effects, and then set this card face down. Right, this is the infinite trap that never goes to the graveyard. Change one set Subterror monster on the field to face up attack or defense. Okay. Change one face up. So I can flip a monster that's set into face up attack. I can change a monster that's face up to face down. But I think, can I only do one per turn? I think I can only do, I can make it so my effects can't be negated, and the attack and defense of one Subterror monster on the field become equal to its oh my god, that's actually pretty damn good. Hold on. Reading is fun. Reading is powerful. So, this is, I think, the best card, right? That would make this the best card I'm not even paying attention to what my opponent is doing. So, no, yeah, activate one of these effects and set the card face down so it can't be used multiple times per turn. I have to choose which one I want to do at any given point in time. That's fair enough. What do you say? No, move. Okay, so you can target set cards on the field equal to the number of Subterror behemoth monsters you control and destroy them. That says set cards, right? Yeah, set cards, not set monsters or set traps. So I can get spells, traps, or monsters with this. When a face-up monster you control is flipped face down, if you control no face-up monsters, special summon this card from your hand in defense position. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. And then I can change it face down. So I think I know what the plan here is. I would normal summon this, then change it to face down defense position, which would allow me to special summon Behemoth Oh my goodness, these names are ridiculous. Styjo Kraken. So I would special summon Styjo Kraken, and then I set these two cards face down, and that should be my turn, right? That should be my turn. Now, I wasn't making, oh wow, for a first duel, this guy, I think this guy actually went through the full Super Heavy Samurai combo without making any mistakes. Yo, this is an opponent. Like, this is actually, so he's got a Flutus in the grave, a Giga Gloves as well. Let's see what I draw into. Maybe something nice. Give me something nice. What do you say? Ultra Muffins. You can change all of the face-up monsters on the field to face down. What? That's cool as hell. That is cool as hell. Okay. So I think I know what to do. So I would normal summon this, right? Normal summon you, and then flip myself face down. Now, can I special summon both of the monsters in my hand off of that one activation? Can I special summon both you and the other one? He doesn't have any set cards, so I don't think it's necessary to do anything with him. Okay, so no, they don't both proc. I can't proc both of them off of that one activation. What should I do? Now, he's got a Flutist in the graveyard, which I could take care of now by activating this. If he wouldn't, ooh, I'm actually kind of pressed. What do I do here? What's the smartest play? This says change one's face up Subterror to face. I'm going to set this and flip myself face down. Then on his turn, I'll flip myself back face up. And then I should be able to, without ooh, and I get to summon this. And then without targeting, I should be able to set him face down. But what I think I'm going to do with this card, because he doesn't have any set monsters, it's not useful to have this flip itself face up on the next turn. So I'm going to banish this card and then target his monster to reduce its defense. He's going to negate this using Flutist, but now I don't have to worry about the Flutist in the graveyard. I don't know if I have any other targeted effects, but like just in case, I feel like it makes sense to get rid of his Flutist now. I think am I figuring this out? Okay, so War Legacy Clash got negated. I have questions. Now, if he attacks into my monster and destroys it and flips it face up by virtue of that, will my effect still activate? Will it flip him face down after he destroys me? Or is it best to just flip myself face up? Is my question. I have to wait for him to go into the battle phase for sure, right? Once he goes into the battle phase, oh, wait, what? Soul Peacemaker? Why would he activate that? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Is he about to tribute his... Okay, so he has an idea of what he's doing, but I don't think that was a good play. Don't you save that? Wait, what? What? Oh, okay. Oh, he's attacking directly. So it's like that. I could let him attack me and get this Destiny draw, or he's smart for not attacking into the monster, so he's not going to answer the question that I had about the flip effects and everything. But if I'm not mistaken, I can activate this card, flip myself face up, and without even targeting, change one set Subterror monster on the field to face up attack. Yep, that's what I want to do. Flip you face up, and that should flip everything else face down, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, activate your effect. So he should be dealt with effectively. There shouldn't be anything he can do in response to this, right? Beautiful! Let's freaking go! Okay, so, watch this. Watch this. I think I know what to do. I think I have lethal. I think I actually have lethal here because, no, don't, let's turn that off for now. Flip you face up, and then I can return his Stealth Ninja to the hand, correct? I can return you. Beautiful to me. No, don't, sir. I'm finding my footing. Don't surrender. Don't. Come on now, please. Let me figure it out. Let me figure it out by myself. Don't. Oh, come on. I don't want to win like this. Let me have this. How are you surrendering this early in ranked? Why do you even know where the surrender button is? God damn it. I'm still glad I figured that out. I'm actually really excited to do more with this deck. That was so fun. That was so freaking fun. Now, normally, what my plan initially was to show you guys like one duel from each of the phases. So show you one duel in like rookie, then bronze, then silver, so on and so forth. But because I'm in the phases of figuring out the deck, I feel like it would be more entertaining to show you guys a few duels where I'm figuring out the deck and then move on from there to like I don't want this video to be too long, but also I want you to feel the experience of me learning the deck and like coming along with me. So let's keep it going. Let's do one more. Well, maybe two. We'll see. Bro, this deck is actually so freaking fun, huh? Wait, what? Oh no. With the exception of Legends ranks 2 to 5, yeah, that was just explaining you can't rank down until you get to Legend. So like getting to Legend is a guarantee, which is why I don't feel the need to showcase everything in the journey there. Because like as long as I get there, I've gotten there. Now, the thing about this is, and what I was saying before is, this deck feels fun. Like I enjoyed what I just did significantly. All right, what do I do here? How do I do this? I'm going first. I can, targets one set monster you control, so I can force him to attack a different card. So I will normal summon you, and then flip you face down. Then you should be special summoned from the hand, right? World Legacy Armor? When a flip, oh no, so this is when it's flipped summoned, not when it's flipped. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So I misunderstood the context of that. I still like it, but I don't think I'll need it until I get like into the later stages of ranked where my opponents have like where they have monsters from the extra deck. Because what this says is, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add one World Legacy card, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Now, if this card, oh, hold on. If this normal summoned card is on the field, I would have to normal summon it to get this effect. You can target one face-up opponent's monster that was special summoned and then return it. But I would have to I thought I could special summon this card to get that effect, so I'm going to take that out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Please, no. Please, no. Not Drag Unities, please. Oh, thank goodness, it's not good. It's not a good, okay, good. He's got Drag Unities, but I doubt he has like the full suite, if you know what I mean. All right, so let's flip you face up and bounce that card back to the hand and just turn all of his hard work into nothing, right? Let's just send you back. And if I'm not mistaken, this should still let me be special summoned, huh? What do you say? You can activate one of these, target one monster in the spells. Yeah, that doesn't do anything for you here. That doesn't. Should I turn off voice lines? I feel like I want to see people's taunts, but at the same time, the voice lines kind of get in the way sometimes of reading the card text and everything. So I'm going to turn that off, right? And then I'm going to special summon you from my hand, face up attack position. This is actually looking pretty damn good, even with the misunderstandings and the mistakes. The fact that I can special summon this 2,500 monster from my hand, huh? All right, and I get to search out my deck for, okay, I might keep it. I might keep this card in here, right? Because it's a good beater. It's a decent search as well. And I'm not particularly fussy. I'll keep it $150 with you. Let me set this face down, and then let me flip you face down once more to then let me, when a face-up monster you control is flipped face down, if you control no face-up monsters, it doesn't work with the deck, does it? It doesn't work with the deck. God damn it, I have to take it out. I don't have a choice now. What do I do here? What to do? I mean, I guess I just swing, and then whenever he does something, return his cards to the hand. If he tries to attack into me, I'll banish this card so we can only attack into my set card, and then use my set card to bounce him back to the hand again. So, like, he can't do anything to me just yet. Yo, I think this man has the structure deck version. Like, well, maybe the structure deck and a little bit of grinding. Oh, wait, he ends his turn. Why? Isn't this attack boost only until the end phase? So what was the point? I mean, I guess maybe he was concerned. Okay, Subterror final battle. I think I know. No, I don't know what to do here. No, I think I might know what to do here. Hold on. So I can banish. Oh, this is just a big waste of resources. Yeah, the World Legacy Clash monsters really don't synchronize well with the deck, because what I was thinking was I can World Legacy Clash this to banish myself. That way I have no face-up monsters, so I can flip myself face down, right? Now, he's going to activate that card, which will target one dragon unit, equip that target with the dragon unit monster from the graveyard. Doesn't really matter, right? Now, his attack is 0, but in order to get myself face down, I have to flip myself face up first, and flipping myself face up is just going to bounce him back to the hand regardless, so the World Legacy Clash isn't actually needed in that situation. So I flip myself face down. Maybe I could have gone about this in a better way. Maybe I could have achieved lethal here somehow, but regardless, I've got you on the field. I will set this card, and I end my turn on that note, I think. Yeah. Like, I don't really know what he does. Unless maybe Ascalon could help him here. Like, he's not giving up to his credit, which I respect. I think, can I just activate this real quick? Hold on. Would this completely unravel his strategy here? Dragoonity Legion will not save you. Stop activating that card, my guy. I think this one play, because if he's flipped face down, there's nothing he can really do, is there? Right? So I think I need to just trust in the Subterror monsters to do what they do without relying on the extra stuff, because this by itself, powerful, right? Powerful, because now I don't have to, he's normal summoned, I don't have to worry about him for the rest of this turn. That's it. It's done. Right? Like, that is really, really good. I think I want to add more copies of that card, huh? Okay, you're getting rid of it, which makes sense, but what are you, okay, fair, I actually don't care. Okay, so we bounce you back to the hand. I'm surprised this guy hasn't given up yet, to be honest with you, because, like, he hasn't been able to do anything, and do I feel a little bit bad about this? No, I don't. Let's activate your effect and special summon you from the hand. I actually haven't properly used you yet. I don't actually know what you do in your entirety, but I think I can turn this into lethal, correct? Right? I flip you face. No, is this lethal? This is close to lethal, but it's not lethal exactly because of this card's attack value, right? I flip you face up, then I activate this, and I can flip you face up as well, right? Okay, yeah. So I'm shy of lethal by 100 attack points, which could be annoying, huh? What is your effect? Target set cards on the field and destroy them. I don't need to do that right now because he doesn't have anything, right? I'm not even afraid of Destiny Draw here. Like, you can take all of this, my guy, every single attack point. So I think my initial climb will be relatively easy, but already I'm learning a lot, and I appreciate that, right? And this guy is, to be honest, I appreciate this guy for not giving up, because it's given me time to figure out my deck a little bit more and figure out some of the mistakes in the way that I built the deck. So like these cards don't work. Okay, no, GG's to you, sir. Right? He held out there longer than most people would have. So I can make changes to my deck list based on what I experienced here. So I'm gonna take out World Legacy Armor, and I want to add another copy of you because it's so fun to flip my opponent's face down. I'm a bad person. Okay, they don't have any searches. I actually haven't drawn you yet. You can send one Subterror monster from your deck to the graveyard, tribute this card and at least one other monster so that they equal or exceed. Oh, okay. So this is why people use Labyrinth Builder, I think, to get that other monster on the field. Special summon it and face up or face down. If a behemoth monster is flipped face up while this card is in your graveyard, special summon it. That is pretty damn good, I'll be honest with you. It's not exactly a searcher. I was hoping they might have a card that searches out this, but we will make do with what we've got for now. What we've currently got is really, really working for us. The only problem that I could potentially see happening is if you open a hand that contains only like your level 7, 12, and 5 monsters, right? Which is actually a possibility and a dangerous one at that. So maybe maybe it makes sense to keep you at 1. Oh, but you're so much fun. But that being said, this card should be able to search you out of the deck. So I need to add another card to fill the gap. Wait, what are you? What do you say? You can target one. You can send one card from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use the effect once per turn. I mean, that's not bad. So all of the Subterror big monsters will special summon themselves from the hand when a monster is flipped face down. That's good to know. What do you say? You can target one monster on the field, change it to face up attack position. If it's in, also change its attack to 0. Oh, that's not useful. That's not useful. What about you? Stop. What are these names? Discard one Subterror monster, and if you do, draw 2? Huh. That doesn't seem bad. That actually doesn't seem bad. A draw 2 never seems bad in my opinion anyway. This, I didn't actually solve the problem. I wanted a low-level monster. I wanted a low-level monster. But regardless, let's go with this. Let's go with God and see how it goes. Okay, so Golem Sentry feels like it's like the main facet of my deck, I'll be honest with you, right? Like I feel powerful when I have that card at my disposal. And this is, I only control one Subterror Behemoth monster, which means that when I flip summon this, I will only be able to destroy one set card on the field, if I'm not mistaken, right? So let's get rid of the back row, right? Get rid of the back row before doing anything else. That would, Raigeki Brig. Wait, why didn't he just activate it? Hold on. Let's flip you face up, bounce that card back to the hand, and I feel like it makes sense. It would make sense to set at least one of these cards back face down, but also I don't want to not deal damage. I feel like this is it seems almost control oriented, right? Where like I'm trying to whittle my opponent down bit by bit, so I'm not really dealing that damage. I'm setting up their board for lethal, flipping their monsters face down, interrupting their strategies, destroying set cards, all that kind of stuff. 1800, so he's most likely gonna swing. If I was him, I would swing. Anyway, Dispel. Okay, so I just wait. So again, this is early in the game. This almost feels like cyberbullying, right? So I just chain this to it, get rid of my monster, and then reduce the attack of his monster so he can't do anything on this turn. This seems like it's going to be one of those standard average battles. I really want more cards that give me the ability to flip myself face up during my opponent's turn, right? Because looking at this, right? This card is amazing because it lets me do all my effects on their turn. So I could activate him on their turn. I could activate him on their turn to get rid of set cards before they're able to pass it back to me, so they can't even activate their traps. But I can only do it with this. So I really need World Legacy Pawns. I think that would be a key ingredient here, but I don't get it until day 4, which is really, really annoying. I've never actually used you. What is this? Oh, it banishes cards? I like you. All right, let's go. Let's go. Give me something nice. Subterror Nemesis Warrior. I've never actually made use of this card. Let's normal summon it and see how it goes. Activate your effect. So I can send anything. Well, okay, so any monster to the graveyard. So I'll send you to the grave. But how do I bring you back? Wait, what? What are you doing? Stop. No. So it's automatically going to tribute my... No way, bro. I need to read. Why don't I read, bro? Oh my days. Okay, so that was an interesting exchange. I guess I'll flip you face down and I guess just end my turn on that note and hope that he can't beat over 1800 defense. That was really cool, but also really dumb. That was actually interesting. That was interesting to witness. And he's okay, good. He's on the defensive now. He's scared. He doesn't know what I do. I don't know what I do either, to be honest. Okay, so if I flip you face up, I should be able to summon Warrior from my graveyard, right? I don't really need that. And okay, Warrior will come back from the grave and special summon itself and face up attack, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful to me. Wait, activate effect. What does this say? Wait, what's the activated effect? I see, the special summon is the activated effect. So this is a graveyard deck. I didn't even realize, but yeah, this is a graveyard strategy. I'm supposed to be shuffling things around my graveyard, moving them around here and there, and I guess that makes enough sense. And I can do that at any point in time. So let's say I want to summon a level 5 monster, hold on. But I can only summon monsters in defense position, so that doesn't help with an OTK, right? I can only tribute monsters and then special summon in defense position. Oh, okay, yeah, he surrendered. I mean, kudos, because he gave me enough time to figure out what I was doing. So I think I have a slightly better understanding of the deck already. I'm going to do one more duel with you guys before I take off, and then the next duel that we'll do together will be my last duel in bronze. So understanding your deck is a powerful thing. So now I completely understand why Labyrinth Builder is such a good skill, because it just gives you a level 8 monster on the field that you can tribute with him. Now, if you don't have him, then that doesn't really matter. But like, if you open him, and that's actually, does Labyrinth Builder put the card on the field immediately, or is it activated? No, it's activated. You shuffle 2 cards from your hand into the deck to create Labyrinth Wall on your side of the field, and you can only use it once per duel. But you just wait until you draw this card, then you activate it. So that's really freaking good. Alright, so I think what we do here, this is my first time drawing you. I've never actually used this card. I know I gained some attack points, and I can add cards from my graveyard to my hand, which is pretty nice. And I opened you. Perfect. Okay, that's actually, is this a good opening hand? I honestly cannot tell. And because there's no other monster on the field, I can't send anything to the graveyard. So this card's effect is completely reliant on me having something else. Huh? What are you doing? Stop that. What did you just do? Oh, just once per turn it can't be destroyed by battle. That's fair enough, I suppose. That's fair enough. Now, I gained 500 attack and defense for each set monster on the field. That's why I lost. I was wondering why I lost the attack boost. So this card really isn't great, and I see why it's a normal card. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just using a lot of these things to fill the gap until I get the actual cards I want. Like World Legacy Pawns is going to be crazy. Now, is he using Yuma and Astral for a synchro deck? Is that what's happening here? I think because I'm in face-up attack position for the first time, it will be meaningful to use the other effect of the of my trap, my final battle, right? Because I can make my attack. Utopia? Wait, what? This is an interesting strategy you've come up with here. I really thought that this was about to be a synchro deck. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Power of the Guardians. Yeah, you love to see it. Combine. So even if I combine my original attack and defense, it won't be more than 300, right? But maybe he doesn't realize that he won't be destroyed by this battle, right? Maybe, hold on. Target this and make it double its original attack and defense. And let's see if that scares him into not attacking, right? Let's see if we can just bluff our way. Maybe he thinks he'll take damage until he doesn't attack. Hopefully. Oh my days, I absolutely freaking love it here. Alright, so how do I do this? What do I want to do here? This will let me banish cards. I could tribute summon this, but I'm obviously not going to. So I think what I do here is I normal summon you, right? Now stick with me. I can only special summon cards if I have nothing face up. And I think the only way to get this face down is to activate this, flip you face down, then activate your effect, flip you face down, and this will then trigger the card in my hand to special summon itself. Let's absolutely freaking go. Then I flip you face down. Yeah, I flip you face down. And I think that's all I need to do here. I could flip my warrior face up again, but I don't think I need to do that by any means, right? That's not necessary. So I'm gonna let him go through his turn. I'll wait for him to get into the battle phase, and then I'll banish his monster. Is there any prerequisites to this? Target one monster your opponent controls and banish it. Okay, so there's no special requirements or prerequisites. I used to have a speech impediment. Alright, so this is, I want to wait to see what happens here. If he destroys this card, I'm gonna let him do this. If he destroys that card, when it's flipped face up, will it still bounce a card back to the hand? Will it still do this? No, it doesn't. I'm dumb. Okay, so let's activate this. All right, let's activate this. Change one set. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'll change you to face-up attack position, like so. Activate your effect. Now, my warrior is probably still going to be destroyed, and I'm okay with that because, like, it doesn't really matter at this stage, right? I'm fine with things as they are. It's just like I'm finding my footing, and it feels so good. And this is also really good. He doesn't have any set cards, so I don't need to worry about that right now. Thanks, Saul. Hold on. Can I just, if I flip myself face down? No, if I flip myself face down right now, I won't be able to flip myself back face up, will I? I feel like I should test it, but also I feel like I'm smart enough to know that it's the case. So instead of doing that, I can just make myself a massive. I can just make myself a massive and swing. That might not have been the play, actually. Hold on, let me flip you face down. That might not have been the play, but even if it wasn't, I'm willing to live with the consequences of my actions. All right, so that's some, Wait, what? When I deal damage, I get to add a card from my graveyard to my hand. Okay, so that spell card isn't completely useless. That was actually kind of cool. I take that. Okay, and he's playing it defensive, so I'm gonna flip myself face down here, change one face-up monster to face down defense position, change you face down, and then on my turn, banish his monster that can't be destroyed by battle. Actually, yeah, no, this is lethal. Because all I have to do, I don't need to do anything fancy. Just flip this face up, and get rid of you. Then I can flip you face up, right? Flip you face up as well, and get rid of the other card. And that's lethal right there. I don't need to do anything else, right? Now, I didn't feel any delay, so I highly doubt he has a hand trap anywhere. I'll flip this face down. We swing, and that's the end of it. GG's, good sir. GG's to you. So I feel like I've really found my footing with the deck, right? I feel like I understand what I'm doing here to an extent. So I'm going to climb through bronze and probably see you at the end of it. Like I said, I don't want to make this video too long, but thinking about it now, this video is going to be long as hell. So I'm nearing the end of day one. There's about like 20 minutes left, and it's only been 3 hours. Is it 3 hours or 5 hours since I started the account? I know that's not how time generally works, but my days reset at 7 p.m. in Duel Links, and I started this in the afternoon. So this is, I mean, like I said, I don't feel like that's going to be a problem in terms of the timing because of how well things have been going. I still haven't cleared through bronze yet, but when day 2 actually starts in a few minutes, I'm going to be getting my 2 UR Dream tickets so I can get 2 copies of Paleozoic Canadian. Now, here's what I've been thinking when it comes to the overall deck list. Now, Oob included 3 copies of Canadia, 3 copies of World Legacy Pawns, but I looked around at some other Subterror builds and just my own thought process, and I think I should go after Treacherous Trap Hole. Here's what I think I should do. Some people would include Treacherous Trap Hole and not include Canadia, and what I realized when I saw that is that the Subterror Trap card should always be on the field, right? Final Battle will always be on the field because it's going to flip itself face down after you're done with it, and then World Legacy Pawns, once I eventually get it, is a continuous trap card. So if everything's going the way that it's supposed to go, there shouldn't be any traps in my graveyard. And then I've been thinking about the actual benefit of Paleozoic Canadia, and it flips my opponent's monsters face down, but that doesn't actually provide any benefit. I don't believe that allows me to special summon monsters from my hand. Let me double check on that. Yeah, when a face-up monster you control is flipped face down, then you can summon these cards from your hand, which means Canadia doesn't really help the deck do what it's supposed to do. All that it really serves as, it goes with the theme of the deck of flipping things face down, but I can see why a lot of people include Book of Moon. Book of Moon is a generally good card, but in this specific deck, it has extreme value and synergizes with the archetype's actual strategy because you can flip your own monsters face down with that card as well. Paleozoic Canadia can't do that. However, it has a second benefit that I realized once it goes to the graveyard. You are always activating Subterror Final Battle. It's going face up and face down, which means Canadia will be able to special summon itself from the graveyard relatively easily, and you're dealing with some big monsters that you could potentially use Canadia as a tribute for. But then thinking about that benefit, well, once Canadia is tributed and it leaves the field, it's not going to the graveyard, it's going to be banished, which means even with Canadia in the deck, you should rarely ever have trap cards in your graveyard. So what I'm thinking of is to use 2 SR Dream tickets to get World Legacy Pawns as I initially intended, but don't go after the 3rd copy, because for the 3rd copy I'd have to actually use gems, and there's no sale in that box. I would take a massive investment. Instead, go into the TTH box. It's currently on offer. It's 50% off. Go into that box, get 2 copies of TTH, and go 2 TTH, 2 World Legacy Pawns, and 2 copies of Canadia. And with that approach, I will be relatively in fact, in my opinion, I would have my final deck list on day 4, because I looked into Flip Flop Frog and I made a mistake with it, right? It says once per turn you can flip that card into face down defense position, and when it's flipped face up, you can return your opponent's monsters to the hand up to the number of Flip Flop Frog monsters that you currently control, except, you know, Frog the Gem, which is a different card, which means if you have multiple Flip Flop Frogs, you can return multiple monsters to the hand. But the cards like Subterrors, from what I've experienced, they don't need, I mean, with the card that I'm currently using, which is Golem Sentry, it's returning 1 card to the hand each turn, and then I have, you know, Uma Citrix, you know what, Uma Citrix. Anyway, I have that card, which is banishing cards. I can flip them. I can flip my opponent's monsters face down with this and then destroy the monsters with this. So like, I'm already doing a lot of that stuff. I don't feel like I need to go after Flip Flop Frog. I feel like it's really good because I can't tell if that card targets or not, right? Golem Sentry specifically targets, which might be the weakness there. And if I get into the higher ranks where I'm running into untargetable monsters like Lunalights and everything, then Flip Flop Frog might become a necessity. I feel like I might be able to navigate that battlefield anyway, but just in case, that's when I'll consider going after it. But as things currently stand, I think Golem Sentry is a fine replacement for it, and on top of that, I've come up with other cards. For instance, this is just a good level 4 card that I might be able to summon, you know, to just bridge the gap. If I summon this card, I can flip it to face down defense position. Really, really good. I just checked all the cards that I had and I searched up the ones that said flip, so I found that. I also found this, Des Lacuda. It's a low stat card, but you can change this card to face down defense position, and when it's flipped face up, you can draw 1 card, so I'm plussing off of this, which I really, really like the feeling of. And then there's one other card that I might consider getting from the card trader. I've already used my card trader. Oh, can I not even check? Can I not even check? So basically, there's a card there that if it's flipped face up, it destroys spells and traps on the field. And I know that I have a card that's supposed to be doing that, but so far, I haven't really felt the impact of it too heavy. Oh wait, no, this is my auto. Oh, right, this is my auto grinding deck. I'm still working on it, but I fully adopted the Dragon route. This is actually one of the best auto dueling decks that I've ever built for a challenge, in my opinion. I'll get to that in a second, but let me focus on the actual deck list. Right, so I think that this is a solid strategy. This is just here to fill the gap, so TTH can replace my limit 2, and once I get my trap cards and spell cards, I can obviously move around my monster ratios and everything. I probably won't need this anymore, and we go from there. But I'm having a lot of fun making this. Like, I don't know if you can tell, I am excited playing around with these cards. I'm having an amazing time with this deck, and I can't believe I never tried it before. So for my PvE deck, I fully went in on what I call the dragon route, right? Where your deck is basically themed around dragon type monsters, special summoning themselves and each other, just doing just great things, just great work all around, right? So this is probably what this is about what the final deck list would look like. Now, I use two UR tickets, the ranked tickets, to get Strongwind Dragon, and 3 for Assault Wyvern. I always do that at the start, and then I use 2 for Dinotherium, because I was going into the box for Metaphys and everything. Well, Subterrors, but you get what I mean. There's tons of decent dragon monsters. So this is a 1900 attack monster, so I could attack with Assault Wyvern and tribute into this. I could also tribute into that. I also got myself the Blackstone of Legend, which means that I can throw Red Eyes in there and tribute it to summon Red Eyes. There's just a lot of easy OTKs to be found in this deck. I'm really enjoying it. It's very seamless. Maybe not the best, because a deck with the Tricky and Guardian Yatos, yeah, that would be significantly better than this. But in terms of the specific dragon route, this is one of the most interesting builds I've done for my auto dueling deck so far. It's also worth mentioning that in the time since I left you, I did do some pulls. I got my 3rd copy of Uma Citrix, as you've probably already seen, and now I'm going to go in for TTH. Now, normally I do the majority of my pulls with you guys, but this video, like I said, is going to be extremely long, so I think I'll just show you the purchase history from time to time so you can take a look and see that everything is being done with gems, so you don't have to worry about that. And we proceed. So I want TTH as easily and as quickly as I can get it. This is enough to go through maybe half of the mini box if I get worst odds, right? which I don't particularly mind. Ooh, and I might get the tricky to make auto-dueling even better. That would really make auto-dueling even better. However, if I don't get it, I won't be too bothered, to be honest with you. This is just something that I think will help the overall deck list, and I don't think I'm getting what I want here in this session. And that's okay. We'll live with that because in about 2 minutes, we're going to have Paleozoic Canadia. So the deck is getting stronger regardless. Oh shoot, it started. Okay, perfect. It took a little bit longer than it usually does, so I kind of just left my phone on standby. It doesn't always happen like at the crack of dawn, like at the very moment that the day shifts. So that is what it is. But I've got my UR Dream tickets, which means just off of that, my deck is significantly more powerful, and I'm very, very happy about that. If the game would load, that is. But yeah, I can already see Canadia being a very useful... Oh, it's not in the recommended ones? I always used to think that Canadia was in the top 4 recommended ones. I don't want to spell the whole thing. Okay, so... let's get 1, let's get 2, and we'll be out of here. What's really nice is that this doesn't just help my PvP deck. This will also help me win auto-dueling. And what do I take out here? I think a smart thing to remove. World Legacy Clash has been helpful to a point because it can make it so that I don't control any face-up monsters because I can banish my monster. That way I can summon my cards from my hand and meet that requirement because you can't have anything face-up. So it's been useful. It will be replaced for TTH when that time comes. But in the meantime, what do I take out here? I feel like this is only here because of its big defense. It doesn't have an effect, so it's just nice to have. And this is a +1. It is a +1, but I think this is fine for now, and then this will be replaced by TTH. Actually, I think I'm very happy with these ratios. I'm very, very happy with these ratios. I'm not going to have any spells in the deck soon, but I think that's all right. That's beautiful to me. Let's proceed. All right, so it's still day 2. You're looking at a slightly different display. I'm playing on Steam now. I realized that because I made a new Konami ID, I had to make a new email, which means I can make a new Steam account, and sitting over my phone for as long as this is going to take wouldn't exactly be comfortable, so I decided to just, do that, and so here we are. Now, a lot has changed in the fact that I have learned a lot about the deck, and there's a couple of things that I wanted to show you. Yes, I got Yami Yugi to level 30, so I'm about to switch to start grinding another character. I got so unlucky with some pulls that I was doing. I don't know how in-depth I went previously, but I do know I mentioned that I wanted to go after Treacherous Trap Hole, and I got like worst odds in this box. If it wasn't for the half-price gem sale, I would completely have given up on going for this card. There are 9 packs left inside this box, right? So I'm gonna set this to when there are no... but I might as well just get the tricky. I might as well just bite the bullet. I might as well just bite the bullet and get both. So I'm gonna go into bulk purchase settings. Oh, I already did it. I must have planned this. All right, let's go. Right? Like, it's a ridiculous amount. It's a ridiculous amount to go in for the 1 card. All right, obviously we got both of those. How deep into the... Okay, we went 6 packs into the new box. That's actually not terrible. So I want to go after my second TTH so I can put it into the deck, and then I'll show you what we're working with. I unlocked the twins, the Paradox brothers, right? I got the Labyrinth Builder skill using a ranked skill ticket. It was stressful to unlock them because they wanted me to perform... all of the missions were easy, and then the last one was that they wanted me to perform 2 fusion summons in a duel against them, and I only had 1 copy of Polymerization, so I had to wait for the card trader to reset its stock, and then I could get a second poly, because you get a Polymerization from leveling up Joey, and then also leveling up some GX characters, which I was not about to go do. Let me take out one of this. It's weird playing on PC again. I do it every now and then, but PC isn't my main platform. I got Steam locked on my main account accidentally when I was first learning how to make new accounts. Don't do that, by the way. But yeah, back on PC. Like I said, ignore the extra deck. That's just to bait people. Don't change my active character. I got this. I got World Legacy Pawns, 1 copy of it. Yes, it's only day 2. So here's what had been going on. So I was going in for Treacherous Trap Hole, and I wanted to show you guys how deep I had to go for the reset. So I was like, okay. So in the meantime, I can work on getting something else, and I was thinking to myself, okay, what do I do? And then I thought, well, I know I'm using 2 SR Dream tickets to get 2 copies of World Legacy Pawns, but if I wanted a 3rd copy, then, it might be worth just dipping and splashing in here, and within 20 packs, I got it. So that was really, really freaking good. And then... another thing that I started working on is a 3rd Canadia for the exact same reasons, just in case, because what I want to be able to do is give myself flexibility with this build without going too far outside the parameters of my actual plan. If not for the half-price gem sale, I wouldn't go after Canadia here because it would be too expensive, but as things currently stand, at worst odds, I'm only paying 4,500 gems for my 3rd copy, and what I've realized from playing the deck that I've got, I don't think I need my extra deck that much. One thing that I might do, here's why I don't think I need my extra deck. For most of my Subterror monsters to use their effects, I can't have any face-up monsters, so I need my monsters to be able to flip themselves face down, which XYZ monsters just can't do. So the only XYZ monster that I'm considering is maybe getting Diamond Direwolf, and I might stay at 2 World Legacy Pawns and then use an SR Dream Ticket to get Diamond Direwolf to avoid having to spend gems, right? So one on World Legacy Pawns, one on Diamond Dire. And yeah, because the thing about XY, it would really contradict my strategy more than anything. Now that I know what I'm doing, or at least that's how I feel. Maybe in certain situations it could help me, but that's only if I have no intention of using my overall like actual strategy. And if the XYZ play fails, then I don't know. It just feels weird to me, right? So I like Diamond Dire because it gets rid of itself. That way I can, do things. I might get Volcanosaurus because it's level 5 and I never get to use it, and it's just a fun card. So we'll see what the extra deck ends up looking like, but like I said, I'm not too fussed about that right now. I think that's the bulk of it in terms of updates. Even though I have my 3rd Umasitrix, I've decided to run it at 2. I've decided to run each of the monsters that I've chosen at 2. I really feel like Ultra Maphis plus Daijo Kraken is the best combo in this deck, because non-targeted, flip all your opponent's monsters face down, and then destroy. When this gets flipped up, it can destroy all their set cards, not just spells and traps. So you flip. So if a monster can't be targeted, flip it face down and then destroy it while it's face down using this. So like, I get it, but Umasitrix is really good because it banishes cards and everything. You don't have to deal with them anymore, but it targets, right? And it's a single target effect. Meanwhile, these 2 cards can deal with an entire field put together. Maybe I'm overestimating how good that is, but it just feels good when I do it. So I'm gonna leave that in there. And I think we're getting close to our rank up match. So let's go check that out. Okay, awesome. So this is my rank up match. I've been taking things pretty slow. I'm still in bronze, right? But like I said, it's only day 2. And I feel like I've really gotten the hang of this deck. Like, honestly, this hand, perfect. And also, using the Labyrinth Builder skill is really, really smooth. It's really, really fun. Now, there are a couple of things that I've learned and a couple of things that I wish were true about the deck, and I'll get into those. But now that I've got Treacherous Trap Hole, like I said, that's it. I should almost never have a trap card in my graveyard, so that's just perfect. Now, it's his rank up match as well, so we might have some heat. Never mind. I think he loses. Yeah, I think he loses here. I don't think that there is anything that he can now do to save himself, and that is unfortunate. I take this Subterror Final Battle, activate you. I could do this during the battle phase, but my guess is, if I had to guess, maybe he's relying on a hand trap or something like that. If it's Battle in Box or Veil, he's a dead man. And that's it. It feels bad, I suppose. I could do a little bit more. I could set up my field. I could do all that fun, nice stuff, but I really don't think it's necessary. I think, okay, nope, there's a delay. It's Kiteroid. All right, Kiteroid we can accept. Kiteroid we can accept. That is a solid answer. I end my turn, and we'll see what he can do. We'll see if he has anything. So yeah, just general things that I've learned about. Oh, it's DDDs? Wild. Okay. Some general things that I've learned about the deck since I started playing it. One of my favorite things, I realized why there was no back row removal in the deck previously, and that is because once you have Warrior on the field, he's effectively he's the one that helps you to dodge back row. So I've really begun to understand Warrior's effect, whereby I'm tributing one of my monsters alongside Warrior. I can send basically anything to the graveyard except for Ultra Maphis, right? Because the numbers that you send to the graveyard have to add up to the monsters you have on the field that you're going to be tributing, right? And Ultra Maphis has too high of a level. I'm barely paying attention to you. I'm talking to my Nakama right now. Can you calm down a little bit? Alright, so Ultra Maphis has too high of a level, but that makes sense because it has a really, really good effect, right? But what Warrior will do is it will tribute itself and a monster. So let's say your opponent targets a monster with an effect. Well, you just use Warrior, tribute that monster along with Warrior, send a monster to the graveyard, then special summon the monster that you just sent to the graveyard, right? And then in the process of doing that, once that monster gets flipped face up, well, you've dodged the attack, and then Warrior will special summon itself from the graveyard. So it's like you lost nothing. It's an infinite resource, right? It's just so freaking good. I love that effect. I absolutely love that ability within this deck. It feels seamless, and most people don't know what it's doing. Like, the gimmick of this deck is so unique because it's like, oh yeah, I mean trap cards are supposed to go to the graveyard when they get used. So people think, okay, you know, how do I play around this? If my opponent doesn't have back row removal, then I just have an infinite card here, and most people down here haven't had back row removal so far. I'm not going to get used to that sensation, but so far it's been easy. It's been easy like nothing. Let me tell you that right now. So yeah, Ultra Maphis is my favorite card in the deck. It's my favorite card in the deck. It's only really good. It's only really useful to you in situations where you're able, if it's in your hand, it's really good. If it's not in your hand, then you might run into problems there. Oh wait, is that it? Is that the whole play? Is that the whole play? Alright, so end phase. I'm gonna flip myself back face down. I kind of get why he did things the way that he did. But in any event, let's flip this face down, and that way on my next turn I can flip it back up and then do stuff. I don't actually need to use that effect, but it's going to be fun, and that's good enough for me. Okay, so let's actually, does it make sense? Because I could do some hefty damage. What's 3,000? 3,000. I'm bad at math is the problem. So I have 1,000. No, that's not lethal. I'm trying to calculate lethal in my head real quick, and it's not going well for me. I'll keep it $150, right? I can flip summon myself, and if I wanted to, I could flip all of his cards face down. I could do that right now, but I feel like there's more damage to be garnered if I just beat over the monster that he's got right there, and then let him kill himself with his own spells and traps, right? That makes sense, does it not? Does it not? So I'm gonna activate this. He's going to attempt to, he's probably attempting to destroy my, I know how to make this lethal. I just said a Canadia, right? I just said Canadia. I know what to do here. I just swing into this, right? Swing into this, then I end my turn my toggle on. That way when it gets to the point at which he would be able to activate Beowulf, he won't be able to. And then he kills himself. Easy, right? So that was actually an interesting one to play with. That was an interesting one to play around. I'm glad that was my rank up match because it was an exciting one. But in any event, yeah, I've learned a lot about this deck. As you can probably tell, I'm playing it a lot more smoothly, a lot more seamlessly. I know a lot more of my options and things that I can do, which is really, really fun. It's really like, it's the feel of playing a brand new deck from scratch, and also feeling like you built the deck, because yes, I used Oob's Decklist as a basis, but as you can see, I changed things around. I changed the ratios. I included monsters that I thought were good that weren't included in the original decklist. Like, just having fun with it, and that's so it just feels good. It just feels good. Now, there are other things that I've learned, and I can share them along the various like runs that we do, because I'm going to go through silver rank on my ones, and I think once I get to gold rank is when I'm gonna see you guys again to talk about like ranked stuff in particular. We can do one more battle though. Let's do my first battle in silver together. But yeah, another awesome thing that I learned, final battle it's not a hard once per turn. If you have 2 final battles, you can use both of them on the same turn and use a different effect. So you could flip your monster face down to set it, and then flip it right back face up during your opponent's turn if you have 2 of them, and activate its effect. It's so much fun, honestly. Like, it's actually kind of, I won. That's, thanks, I guess. It's actually kind of insane how powerful that combo is. I love having 2 of them. 2 of them is, I mean, I've never had 3 of them. I feel like that would be overkill at that point. But like, it is absolutely ridiculous what you can do. And World Legacy Pawns is pretty good as well. I've enjoyed having the 1 copy of it. I've only used it once or twice, but it's been good for what it's supposed to do. But yeah, what else have I learned? Styjo Kraken, the one that I like to use, Ultimate Dragons, the one that I like to use with Ultra Maphis, this one, right? Styjo Kraken, it has to destroy, right? It's not an optional effect. If you flip this card up and choose to activate its effect, you have to destroy set monsters equal to the number of behemoths that you control. So if your opponent only has 1 set card and you activate it while you have 2 behemoths, you will have to destroy your trap card or something along those lines, right? Like, you don't get to choose. And that is, I mean, it's really, really good. Trust me, it's really, really good. But it means that you have to be careful when activating the effect so you don't accidentally destroy your final battle, for example. What else? Speaking of final battle, and when it comes to Subterror Nemesis Warrior, for whatever reason, I don't completely understand the interaction. You know how when you flip a monster face down during your turn, you can special summon cards from your hand? Well, if I use final battle or flip down Warrior, it won't trigger the effects of the cards in my hand, and I don't completely understand why. I'm sure that there's a reason for it. I just don't understand it, right? Let's activate Golem Sentry. We'll summon you. That's fine. Now, the thing about summoning these monsters is the golem that I just set in face down defense position, if that gets flipped face up and destroyed, it won't activate its effect. I learned this. It's not a flip effect. What Golem says is, once per turn, change this card to face down defense position. Cool. When this card is flip summoned, it has to be flipped summoned, not flipped up by battle to be destroyed on it. You have to flip summon it. If it gets destroyed in battle, it's not activating its effect. Meanwhile, the Subterror behemoths have specifically flip effects, right? If it is flip face up, you get to do what the card says that it does, right? So you kind of have to watch that to see, like, okay, how do we navigate? What are we doing here, type beat? But other than that, I mean, I think those are all of the core things that I've learned since I started. The deck isn't extremely aggressive, but I suppose I expected. That is bad. Why are you here, my guy? Why are you so low ranked? Did this man read? I've been going about my life assuming that people haven't been reading. Please target the other monsters. Target the one in the middle. Crash into one of the two, please. Please, don't do me like this. Don't do this. God damn it. He reads. Oh no, he reads. Okay, so how do I play this? How do we play this, boys and girls? Give me something good. What do I draw? Ooh. Oh, that's annoying. Because I have to send it back. I can't use this. Actually, even if I don't know how to win here. I don't think I know how to win. Yes, I do. I do know how to win. I do know how to win here. Forget what I just said. So, actually, no, his effect isn't targeted, right? Because Subterror Nemesis Warrior can dodge targeted effects, right? Which is good. I think I might have gotten too aggressive here. Because he could dodge a targeted effect, but Erratic Sun Dragon isn't targeted, so I could use my effect. Then he could just change. He could just decide to change his target, and I would be dead. So I would have had to kill him this turn. Was it a mistake to send back Final Battle? Think so. What else could I have done here? No, I don't. I can't think of anything that I could have done. Actually, no. There's a few things that I could have done here. I should have played this a bit more patiently. I should have played a little bit more patiently. One advantage that I might have, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see how his turn goes. He will have to tribute monsters in order to destroy my cards, and my assumption is that he doesn't have, unless he drew a monster here, he doesn't have any monsters left to tribute because of what he just did. So, okay, he summons. Damn it. Oh, no. I'm a little bit stuck. Do I have an answer to this? Do I have something that I can do? So he's got enough to destroy 2 cards now, basically, right? Activates his monster's effect. I wish this was targeted. If this were targeted, it would be so much better. What to do? I guess I activate. Why not? Send this to the graveyard to kind of thin out my deck a little bit. No matter what happens, the monster that I summon here is getting destroyed, right? There's no two ways about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. But regardless of that fact, I feel like it does make sense to at least try to do something here. Wait, what? Did he just tribute 2 monsters? Why? What? 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 Is it because he saw that I had 2 monsters at the start and had it hard set into his mind to tribute 2? What was that for? Unless he's activating like ultimate dragons or something. No, this is the end phase. What? Even if that was the plan. I mean, this gives me some time at least. This gives me some time to figure out like a plan to a degree, which I guess thank you. Bro, you didn't have to do that. I mean, we take those. We absolutely take those. Let's go. See, now, even with that stroke of luck, there's a good chance. If he's got ultimate dragons... Okay, no, he doesn't. Oh... I mean, I think I see what he's going for here, and I can still play around it to a degree, right? Because I don't have a monster on the field, so that means Dragon Spirit of White can't jump. I need to draw something. Please. Yes! Let's go. I have to hope that back row isn't anything too tough. If that back row is something too tough, then that might be a GG, right? If that's like a Karma Cut or something, I might be stuck. Because I don't... Oh, it hurts. It feels bad. I don't think there's anything else I can do. I don't think there's... I mean, this is just real. All this is really doing is helping me stall, to be honest, right? It's helping me to live a little bit longer, but like, it's not doing anything crazy. Maybe it gets me an extra turn, assuming that he doesn't draw into anything that can help him. I might get myself an extra turn to do something. Oh no, now I lost. Now he has 2 blue eyes in his hand, confirmed. Yeah, there's it feels bad. It really does. It feels bad when a plan falls apart. I think that's a total of 3 games that I've lost now? I actually haven't kept track. We can actually look at that. Thinking about it, it might actually be more. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a little bit more than 3 or 4. I'm thinking maybe in the range of like 6, because there will be duels that okay, hold on. Ranked duel victories, 20. Ranked duel, exact 27. 27 losses, which we take, right? I don't mind that particularly. So I think that's all I wanted to do with you guys here today, and then I'm gonna keep on going by myself until like maybe mid to late gold. Yo, so it's the beginning of day 3, and a lot has changed about my understanding of this deck and how I'm going about it. I think I'm about to rank up into Plat 1 just based on my win record currently. I think my next game will be a rank up match, which is why I started recording, and the deck list has changed just significantly, right? There are a lot of things that I've moved around, but like I think I've gotten past like the massive changes, and I'm now down to like the subtle, like nitty and gritty. Why are things the way that they are? Why are the numbers in this specific order? Why have you done this, right? So I've taken Paleozoic down to 2 copies because I feel like I'm opening it too often, where it's it synergizes well with the overall strategy, but I don't want it to overshadow the overall strategy. Now, I've introduced another copy of Deslacuda, whatever it is, not because of the benefit of the card, but because I wanted another starter, right? I have 6 starters in the form of Golem Sentry and Subterror Nemesis Warrior. I wanted one more just to increase my consistency a little bit, and I took out one of my behemoths because it's very easy to brick on big monsters in this deck. Another thing that I realized is the value of Styjo Kraken. I take it back, Styjo Kraken is the best card in this deck because you can't, effectively, you can't brick on this card, because let's say you open a bad hand that doesn't include any of your starters. Well, you activate Labyrinth Builder and there's a level 5 monster. I realize why it was run at 3 before now, because if you open on it, you contribute over the monster summoned by Labyrinth Builder and then flip it face down to then trigger the effects of cards that are in your hand that you have left over. So like, it is actually a great consistency boost. It's not as good of a starter as these other cards, but like, it's a starter, and I didn't realize that until I really got my hands like in on the deck, and I understand that now. There's other things that I understand a bit better. For instance, the fact that I love Ultra Maphis because it's non-targeted. It has a great non-targeted effect, which I've actually used a few times on monsters that couldn't be targeted, and it was my out. But the problem with it is, it can only be someone from the hand unless you have 3 monsters on the field alongside Warrior. The point of this deck, or the fastest way to use the effects of this deck, is to get Warrior on the field alongside the Labyrinth Wall, or whatever it's called, and then you tribute them in order to get the monster on the field faster, right? You're not actually supposed to be opening them and hoping. Like, it's okay to open your flip monster and then summon them from the hand, but that's actually not your ideal opening. At least I don't think so, because when you open on Warrior, it gives you the ability to quick play tribute yourself, which means you're dodging effects, you're doing all sorts of different things, and it's just a lot faster and more accessible. And Ultra Maphis can't do that, is the problem, right? So it's not consistent because it can only come out from the hand. Now, in situations where you do have the 3 monsters on the field, if I specifically needed it, I would then bring it out using the effect of Warrior and tribute all 3 monsters, just because its effect is that good and it can help me deal with the field of non-targetable monsters, and then I go from there. But I'm only putting it at 1 copy. That way, if I open on it and brick, I can just send it back in with Labyrinth Builder, and it's not that bad. Those are just some initial thoughts like that I've had as of recent. Let's go into the next game and see if it's a rank up match. But yeah, I've just really come to understand and appreciate this deck a lot more since navigating through Silver. Silver was kind of a breeze. I did get stopped up a little bit. I didn't actually see. I don't think this is a rank up match, is it? This isn't a rank up match, but we're here, so we're gonna just do what we do regardless. Now with the hand like this, I activate my skill. I send back because I want to have some. Now, if I was going second and I had another card, I would want to keep Canadia and 1 flip monster just in case for later. But in this situation, because I'm going first and I want to have some disruption, I'm going to keep Canadia, send those 2 back, and get Labyrinth Wall on the field, normal summon you, and this is a good enough. It's not an ideal opening play because I don't have my traps, but it's a good enough opening play, right? Like, honest, I understand why Warrior is the main card now. Like, oh, that's bad. So even if I did have my traps, it probably wouldn't be ideal, so fair enough, right? But, like, it's just so good because it allows you to be so aggressive where each turn you can tribute a monster that you control, right? You tribute a monster, and you can even tribute a monster itself to summon another copy of that same monster, and then if you have it in conjunction with your traps, you're popping off your effects so fluidly and so easily. If I had my traps here, I would tribute into Kraken to destroy some of their back row, for instance, right? Another Warrior. This isn't a great showing, I'll be honest. It's not a great showing, but it's one that I can work with. I'll just double normal summon, and the reason I can do this confidently is because I know that if anything happens, I'll just tribute myself and I'll put myself face down with a decent monster, right? I don't have any information on this guy's deck, so I don't know the best ways to play around it. I did get lucky on my pulls, right? I was doing some pulls. I decided that I wanted to go after Daigusto Emerald in the Harpy box, right? Because it would allow me to recycle some of my behemoth monsters, and I ended up getting the Blade Armor Ninja, right? So that's not bad. I have 2 warrior monsters in the form of, you know, the warrior, so I'm chilling. We won't do anything here, and I think we just end our turn. But yeah, mixing between warrior and your trap cards, it allows you, because when I first picked up the deck, it felt very defensive. It seemed very control oriented, right? It felt very defensive in how things were handled. And I kind of had to, how do I want to do this? Because he's going to crash, right? He's going to crash. I think I'm going to get Kraken. To deal with the back row. That way I can respond, and then on the next turn I can do something else, right? He sees the big attack. He wants me to take damage here. So the plot thickens. Okay, alright, if you say so, Chief. Let's go then. I mean, that literally doesn't change anything because I can flip the face up myself. So let's destroy the back row. Even if the back row is activated right here, it wouldn't matter. And then I can bring back the one that I sent to my graveyard despite already controlling one, because it doesn't say you can only have one. So like, there's just so much power to be found. Ooh, good snipe, very good snipe. Now, how do I want to go about this? There's a number of things that I could do here. There's a number of things that I could do here, but I'm not actually sure which one I would like to do. Yeah, I decided the play was just to flip Kraken face down and end turn, and then if he sets any back row, or if he does anything and flips Kraken up, because if I had drawn into a trap, I could be a lot more aggressive, but I'm kind of having to play passively. But like I said, I realize the aggressive potential in the deck with Warrior, because say that was an Uma face down, right? I could flip it face up, use its effect, then I could trip. Actually, no, that's a bad example. Hold on. So let's say I have an Uma face up and I have a Warrior face up. I attack with both. Oh, hold on. What are you doing here? What are you trying to do, my guy? What is that? You know what? I'm not going to read it. Let's send an Uma to the graveyard, and we will tribute you, because we'll get both back anyway. He doesn't have enough attack to beat over either of my face downs, so I think we're chilling. Okay, draw, and I think, can I turn this into lethal? Yeah, I think this is game, right? Because I flip Uma face up, activate, banish you, activate this in the graveyard, bring you back. Yeah, even without the traps, this was lethal. I was able to just dance around it, and obviously I'm in gold, right? I've encountered a few good players who have, well, not even good players, people who have complete, like, actual decks. I've come across some complete Photon decks, probably because Photons is a relatively cheap build to actually complete. So I've had to deal with that. And Photons have been a tough matchup, let me tell you, because like if I'm able to complete my strategy outs their strategy, right? The whole flips and all that kind of stuff, but they get into their strategy so explosively fast that it's actually difficult to combat it. Like, Photons have been some of the harder matchups to deal with, and I generally have to rely on them opening poorly or making a mistake, because I just don't open quickly enough to dodge all of their effects. I can dodge one of their initial banishes, but if they have 2 banishes on my first turn, I'm kind of stuck. Okay, there's the rank up, beautiful. And yes, Daijo Kraken really, I think, even though it's not the flashiest card in the deck, I think it's actually the best one, right? Because like I said, it can tribute over the Labyrinth Wall. Not only that, but it's the card that combos the best with Paleozoic, because you flip your opponent's monster face down, Yeah, you flip your opponent's monster face down, and then you can destroy it using Daijo Kraken. It's really good. This guy's lagging a little bit. I don't think he's trying to surrender. I think he's genuinely lagging, right? But yeah, it's just really, really, really good. And another, like, there are just so many interactions within this deck that are just amazing. For instance, Warrior can chain itself to TTH. I can activate my own TTH, target my Warrior, target my opponent's monster, and then tribute with Warrior to get a different monster on the field. Like, you can do some crazy stuff with this deck. It's so creative. It's so unique. Now, I realize that this guy's taking a little while. I have a feeling he's going to lag out, and we take those. But I realize, like, me throwing all these words around, I've been on, like, a 3-day journey with these cards. I know what I'm saying when I talk about it. If you're not as versed in the archetype, you might not learn just from hearing me talk about all these combos that I figured out. This would resonate the most with people who actually understand Subterrors already, and that's why I wanted to kind of showcase my initial learning of the deck, so maybe you guys might be able to follow it a bit better. But yeah, it's just an amazing art. It's highly underrated. I might build this on my main account. Yeah, he's I mean, he's playing for McDonald's. You hate to see it. You absolutely hate to see it, but we take those victories. And yeah, this should rank us up into platinum. Beautiful. So with the way things are going, realistically, if I sat down today, this evening, right? Like, I could grind through platinum, hit legend, and then it's just a 5 in a row to King of Games. Like, we are so close to the target, and we've just started day 3. I've got basically a complete deck list. My extra deck isn't looking too hot. Like I said, Blade Ninja was a cool add. It was a cool addition, but I was going after Daigusto Emerald, right? But whatever deck I KOG with is a King of Games worthy deck, so even if I don't have a complete extra deck, that wouldn't really matter. Oh wait, no, I wasn't trying to show you that. I was trying to show you the fact that it's still day 3. Wait a minute, am I bad at days? No way I'm that bad at days. Hold on, is it still day 2? I slept and woke up. Am I stupid? Okay, there's no way I'm that crazy. Maybe I just haven't reset the app a single time, because I'm playing on Steam now. So maybe I just haven't reset the app a single time since I started playing like a day ago. But like, please? Okay, good. Yeah, it is day 3. I'm not insane. So it's day 3 on the account. And things are going just exceptionally well. My auto dueling deck is stacked. My actual deck is stacked. Like, the auto dueling deck is so seamless and smooth. There's an event going on right now that gave me this card, you can see it on the field. The screen. Anyway, it's so good because if your opponent controls a monster, you control no monsters. It's a free special summon with 2200 attack. So going turn 2 just helps with seamless OTKs. It's beautiful. And it's not a dead draw, assuming things are going badly over the course of the duel, which they basically never are. I've started getting some synchro summons in, some XYZ summons in, just to trying to get the extra deck slots unlocked. We've got some attack boosters, the special summons going nutty. We've got 2 copies of Tricky, the Dragon Route looking healthy as ever. Like, I'm exceptionally happy with how this particular challenge has gone. And then obviously with the Uno reverse build, like, it is I still love that name. We don't get the second copy of this until day 4, which, I mean, even if we might actually KOG without it at this rate, but I will still want to get it because I'm also going to be getting Diamond Direwolf in that method as well. And changing around the ratios once I get it, because once I get another copy of this, what I'm most likely going to do is have 2 of this and then take out, what would I take out? Yeah, I'd probably take this out and have my deck list look a lot like this, right? So 6 starters up here, plus technically speaking Stygio Kraken, which is good, and just have it, that seems like a healthy ratio in my opinion. This card really is interchangeable. Like, it was a coin flip. I could turn this, I could go to favorites right now. I could add in, where are you? This one that just flips itself face down and does nothing. It's literally just there to be an additional starter. Changes. Ooh, this actually looks prettier. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this. This actually looks prettier. But yeah, this has been one of my favorite experiences playing Duel Links and like making content for the channel. If you're enjoying this video, this type of video, please do like it down below because it'll tell me. This is very different from what I usually. I've decided now in my heart of hearts, this video might be an hour long because I'm documenting like the entire journey, and we might do this like, I don't know, maybe once a month, maybe more than that, depending on how much you guys like it. So if you leave likes down below, it genuinely, like, it's not just asking for likes for the sake of like, it genuinely tells me that you guys feel like this kind of into content, because this is very different from what I usually do. Normally I just like give you the best parts. Ooh, this is nice, this is interesting. Lightning Vortex for the one time. That's a more non-targeted destruction in case I ever need it. I'm probably not going to be putting that in my deck because I don't really want to discard, but like it's interesting to have. Maybe things are going, maybe things get too crazy in Legend with non-targetable monsters. That could be interesting. But yeah, it shows me that you enjoy, like you would want this kind of thing to become a series, right? Because I would be down, because this is very, very fun, but it also takes a lot of effort and a lot of time, right? But yeah. But like this is a control deck through and through. Like if I'm winning a game, I'm doing it without taking any damage. I'm on a 9-game win streak. I didn't even realize, but it's a 9-game win streak through gold. So like I'm not feeling myself on that account. This is the worst brick I've had since I started playing. I have not bricked this hard since I started playing. I always either open a warrior or a level 5 or higher monster. In this situation, what would I do? Think, Saul. What's the smartest thing I can do here? I think the smartest thing I can do here is sit on my heels, right? Sit on my heels, set this, and set this. Now, also I realize I need to get Flip-Flop Frog. I know I've been very back and forth about that card since I started this challenge, but like I said, I've immersed myself more with the deck. I understand it more. So my initial opinion won't be the best opinion, obviously, because I'm learning with you. And when it comes to Flip-Flop Frog, it is infinitely better than my Golem. Golem is really cool and I like it. It's been getting the job done, but here's a primary problem. You remember, I think I mentioned before how like when this isn't a flip effect. It's not something that happens when it's flip face up. It happens when it's flip summon. Flip-Flop Frog is a flip effect, right? If it will activate even if my opponent crashes into it, if I'm not mistaken, which means that I'm returning cards to their hand on their turn and my turn with the effect. So like that is just significantly, like almost unquantifiably better. There have been so many situations where I'm in, like even this situation that I'm currently in, if this was a Flip-Flop Frog, yes, it would probably get destroyed, but I'd also be disrupting my opponent on their turn, which is just amazing. I think I might even be able to use that alongside World Legacy Pawns without them even playing into me. I might be able to do that, so that would be really, really cool. This is most likely about to be destroyed, but depending on what we draw, that might be okay. Okay, so this is understandable. That's fair enough. So that's a goodbye to you. Now, but there's no back row. That's really good. Now, another thing that I've learned is that when I open on the skill, it's because it's a skill. When I open on Labyrinth Wall, they actually can't respond to that, right? So I can, that's bad. But luckily, I have 2 of my good traps face down. So no matter what happens, I should be safe. But like, he's not going into. I thought he was about to go into the white one. Well, I mean they're all white, but like you know what I mean. It's you know what? No, that's actually bad. That's actually really, really bad. We could stall on Labyrinth Wall, hoping that he doesn't get over 3K. He doesn't have, because he's got 2 Blue Eyes on the field, the odds, and he's using the skill Ultimate Dragons, the odds that he's drawn into both an alternative and another Blue Eyes might be somewhat slim. What's the best play here? Because if I normal summon Nemesis Warrior, I could change its attack to 3,000, but then we would just tie. That wouldn't really be a benefit. And because this isn't Flip-Flop Frog, I could set this, but I can't flip it up to bounce their monsters back to the hand like Flip-Flop Frog could. So I think Labyrinth Builder, so again, I can do stuff like this. I have options that I can think through. I think sitting on Labyrinth Builder is my best play right now, and hope to draw into another warrior is, I think, the best thing I could do. But yeah, another thing that's awesome about this deck is the card economy, because like you're not drawing cards like crazy, but whereas when your opponent uses a trap and it goes to the graveyard, you're using a continuous trap and a trap that isn't. Subterror Final Battle is one of the most unique cards I've ever come across, right? Because it's not a continuous spell, it's not a continuous trap, so MST couldn't quote-unquote negate it. It's a regular trap that has the effect to set itself back face down, so it doesn't. So the cards that would apply to like regular continuous spells don't apply to it, which can be good and bad. But like it's just a very interesting and very unique interaction. Please do not contact Fuse. Please do not contact Fuse. I beg of you. I beg you not to know how to do that. Please. Just respect me, respect yourself, and end your turn. Please. I am begging you. God damn it. Alright, so this is about to be a GG. Actually, well, I haven't lost yet, but there's nothing that I could draw into. There's nothing that I could draw into that helps me in this situation. Oh, and if he summons an alternative, then it's really over. It's really over if he summons alternative. What do I... Yeah, no, there's nothing I can do. I think I just lose. Yeah, it's a shame to see a 9-game win streak through gold come to an end, but it's a 9-game win streak through gold, so I can't even be mad. But yeah, so it's just a very unique archetype. This archetype is so diverse from anything I've ever played before, and I think that's what's making me fall in love with it so much. It just feels so different, and also the fact that most people don't know what you're doing. Which will just let you steal some games like it's nothing. But yeah, the faster my opponent's decks are, I mean, as I climb higher in the ranks, in gold and silver, I would find a few like quick decks like Dragunities, Photons, like OTK decks are kind of hard to play around, but that's to be expected because I'm a control deck, right? So let's activate this. I have to open pretty well, like with traps and everything, to deal with things like that. I will send you back, and I will send you back. Actually, maybe I should have kept that in my hand in case he has something that can't be targeted. I doubt that he would, but in any event, that's my turn. That's my turn 1. Let's go. Another deck that's been pretty tough to deal with has been Resonators, just because like they have a lot of explosive force early in the game as well, and they can do a lot without using their normal summon, which means even if I use like Uma to disrupt them, or I have like one instance of back row disruption, I mean, ooh, I see, because we're both going to be returned to the hand, aren't we? There isn't really anything that I could do here that would be a benefit to me, is there? This is kind of tricky, because if that gets bounced back to the hand, even if I draw into a flip monster, because I have Warrior on the field, I couldn't use it. And if I summon a different monster from my deck, it would also be just equally as useless. So I think the play here is to tribute Labyrinth Wall and get myself, ooh, what do I get myself? I think I get myself, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to take a risk and get myself a Styjo Kraken. The reason being, in a scenario whereby I draw into a monster with a flip effect, if I draw into my my golem, that's a really good way to be. And if I don't, then I'm kind of stuck. So that was a significant risk. God damn it. It wasn't worth it. I should have gone into Warrior. That way my Warrior would get bounced back and I could just normal summon it again. But regardless, we are where we are. Wow. Just disrespecting me. MST right off the bat. Now, another thing, something that's been happening a lot is now that I have this on Steam, I will tab out and do other stuff on my computer. Ooh, Neos. On my computer, like while I'm in the middle of a game, and I just forget and I lose to a timeout. I have lost to at least like 5 timeouts since I started playing on Steam, and that's not a good look. Bro, I shouldn't have done it. It was a mistake. It was an unnecessary mistake, and that's a GG. So that's 2 bricks in a row, but bricks in different ways. The second brick was based on my own miscalculations, right? Well, I took a calculated risk, and I just turned out to be wrong. So it is what it is. I want to win one with you before I stop recording in this set, because the next time you see me, I will most likely be in Legend. Right, either Legend or late Platinum, because Legend is where the real grind starts. Even if I've lost here, but I haven't lost because I'm not de-ranking as I lose. So the losses don't really matter when you're when you're Platinum or below, right? Ultimate Dragon. So now that I'm getting higher in the ranks, I'm seeing a lot more of these guys, right? You know who they are. These men, these homies out here, just doing what they do. You gotta respect it. I mean, you don't have to respect. Ooh, think so. I could do something here. I could do something risky. I could send back Warrior and I could send back TTH, normal summon Styjo Kraken, special summon my words, it's late at night. Even though the day just started, my days reset at 7 p.m. I think I said so. So like the day 3 just started. Well, it didn't just start because it's like 11, but whatever. I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna take the risk and just see how it goes. Like, I've got nothing to lose, and I'm because I've realized that this is not as good of a starter because I don't have any trap to combo with, so I'm at his mercy, right? If he uses an effect that destroys me while I'm face down, I'm stuck. But this does get me more of my pieces in play, and isn't much worse than a Warrior play in my opinion. My biggest gripe is that I lost TTH to that, but like, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so Blue Eyes, but I think he's using like the straight up structure deck version, if I'm not mistaken. Huh? Maiden? And I see that's a lot of summons. That's a lot of summons he's about to get because he's going to be able to summon from his hand and then he's going to be able to, yeah, summon off of that. So he's got a lot going for him right now. Good for you. Kudos. Kudos, my guy. Right? So that summons one. I'm in trouble, but not too much trouble, right? I think anyway. That's 2 Blue Eyes. He'll attack with one. Whichever one attacks into Uma, I'll banish the other one. Unless he goes into a synchro summon here, right? He might synchro summon into the other white one. God, they're all white. God damn it. But again, in this instance, my opponent opened with such explosive force that I don't really know. Even if I had gone with the warrior play, nah, TTH would have saved me here. So that was, again, another calculated decision that I make thinking that it might work in my favor. I would have been better off keeping the TTH, but I'm going to leave this in because it's good for you to see the mistakes as well. Because TTH would have completely cleaned up this situation for sure, whereas now I'm in a gambling position, and that's never healthy. Okay, Azure, oh wait, he went straight into Azure Eyes. Wait, what? Why? So he can't be targeted. Fair enough, fair enough. Hopefully he swings in the wrong order. If he swings in the wrong... Beautiful! Let's go! Let's freaking go. No, don't activate your effect. He swung in the wrong order, which gives me a turn to live, right? It gives me a turn to sort out my affairs. I can't activate Uma's effect because he's non-targetable right now, but I'm not dead, and that's what matters. And now... And we got it... Okay, so we got to the right place just in the wrong order. We took extra steps to get where we needed to be, and that's okay. That happens from time to time. If I flip myself face up right now, there would be no point because he's going to be protected. He's going to be protected. I'm going to turn my toggle on, and before he's able to activate Azure Eyes' effect, I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm just going to get rid of it. That way he doesn't have more monsters on the field than he needs to have, and hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me. I mean, I don't see how it could. Famous last words. Famous last words. But yeah, let's go. Damn, another protector. There's no way he drew into another Blue Eyes, did he? There's no way he rips into another Blue Eyes. No way. No way, bro. How? How does this, you know what, we have to take it. We have to, this is the card that we've been dealt. This is the hand that we've been dealt in life. We just have to take that and manage with it. Bro, I hope if he synchro summons here, maybe I can... What do I do if he synchro summons here? I actually don't have an answer. He ended his turn? Was he afraid? Was he afraid of my face down card? I mean, I'm not upset about that by any means, but like this just gives me more options and more time to deal with this. I'm going to keep this card in my hand. I'm going to keep you in my hand because you're a useful resource. I'm going to banish the Blue Eyes because it's the only thing currently on the field that can deal with, that has enough attack points to beat over my face down card. Now he's clearly not keeping track of, because he must have not, he must have remembered when his Azure Eyes crashed into this and it didn't destroy it. So maybe he was afraid of that. He must not have been keeping track of my defense points, right? Because there's no good reason for me to be alive in the way that I'm alive currently. So what I'm thinking here is hope that I rip into another behemoth, and I can use this to trigger that behemoth effect and go from there. Wow, he's just going in. He's just full sending it completely, isn't he? Now I'm pretty sure he added Blue Eyes back to his hand. So if I target this monster, it's just going to jump off the field. And Blue Eyes is most likely about to be summoned because he did add a Blue Eyes to his hand. I feel like it makes the most sense to target that, get rid of it, and then we figure out what we're doing after that point. Yeah, I thought so. Right, so I'm most likely, I'm definitely getting destroyed here. So we have to see what we draw into to try and save us. So we're not out of the woods yet because despite not reading, he's in a very dominant position. I have to be honest. Oh, Heart of the Cards, Uma. Damn it. Okay, I think I need to set this card. And end my turn. Right? I could set this to try and defend myself, but then what if I rip into a behemoth next turn? It would be completely... I would be stuck. It would be completely useless to me because I wouldn't have anything to trigger it. I have to hope that he does not figure out a way to get lethal on board. Okay, beautiful. No lethal. Another calculated risk. Another calculated risk that ended up working out in our favor. There isn't much that we could draw into here that wouldn't be beneficial, is there? I spoke too soon. You absolutely hate to see it. Do I have too many starters in this deck? Flip-Flop Frog would be perfect here, bro. Flip-Flop Frog would be perfect, and he know this guy. Look at this guy talking trash to me. Look at this man talking trash to me like I'm not who I am. End my turn. Now the thing about Blue Eyes is because of how many resources he's gonna struggle to get lethal on board because of how many resources he's already been forced to expend. Like he might have to just keep on swinging with the one monster. Until he draws into like his tuners and everything. So because he was forced to, god damn, he's been forced to do a lot in this process. This might actually not be a bad thing. Hold on, because Subterror Final Battle can be activated. Like it has one of its effects is this turn. The activated effects of Subterror cards cannot be negated, right? Which means that I can activate it even if I don't control Subterror. So watch this. Flip this. No. How do I fix this? Think, Saul. What do you do? He banishes 2 cards. He banishes 2 cards from the graveyard. No, he might banish the one on the field. He might. Okay, good. Bad. Very bad. Okay, we flip you face down. We flip it face down. That's actually fine. If you gotten 2 monsters on the field, a bit more problematic. But I actually figured that I could just activate Canadia, then activate this, summon Canadia, and live. We need to let me top deck, please. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Jesus. This duel has been more stressful than it had any right to be. There's a bit of a delay, which means he can do something to this. He can do something here, and that's a problem. Can you, bro, can you stop? Can you stop? This is oppression at this point, no? Is this not oppression? I guess summon this in defense position. If I had top decked into a level 5, I might have been able to do something else. Or into my warrior, to be honest. This, like I said, this is a good top deck, but we can't do anything with it just yet. I'm not dead, but I'm desperate. Damn, I am desperate. Okay, so let's just hope he doesn't have a monster with enough attack to destroy this. Okay, beautiful. See, here's the thing. I'm getting so unlucky and lucky at the exact same time. He's just going straight into his battle phase, which means I get another turn. As long as I get another turn, I have another chance. Hope isn't dead. It's turn 14, bro. Hope isn't dead yet, please. No. Why is this happening? What do you do here, Saul? What's the plan? How do you fix this? I just have to set Nemesis Warrior. I think this is one of the biggest displays of the issues you can have. Like early game, because of the Labyrinth Wall skill, you're able to be very I wouldn't say very consistent, but you're able to fix yourself up pretty damn well. No, bro, can you stop? This is cyberbullying, bro. Okay, I'm alive. I need to top deck into. Just give me a golem, please. Just give me a golem, please. God damn, no, I don't want you. Bro, I kid you not. Things have been going so well. I don't know why these duels since I got on to record have been like this. I have not had a duel this stressful my entire time playing this deck. It's the first time it's happened to me, bro. And I don't think it's like there's something wrong. I think this is genuinely what happens to the deck when it's put in this kind of situation. Because yeah. Right, like I'm just reeling from the initial issues that we started on. I lost. It was bound to happen eventually, but I lost. Oh, it feels bad. It really does feel bad. I was really hoping to show you guys how cool I was, but I'm just gonna grind through platinum on my ones. Goodbye. Yo, what's good? So it's still day 3. I'm in plat 4 if I'm not mistaken, but I wanted to show you guys 2 replays from duels that I've had between gold and platinum. Just 2 really interesting replays. One of me, doing pretty well, I think, and the other of me getting folded in half like wet paper. I mean, my ass got bent backwards by this Harpy player, but also I realized that Gaia is a really good matchup. So Harpies are a really negative matchup. The Gaia is a pretty decent decent one, and you'll see through this clip, through this replay effectively. So I open a standard enough hand. I've got Labyrinth Builder, so you know that I'm pretty far along. Now he goes first, sets up his Galloping Gaia. He's able to get his, Magical Knight on the field. You know the song and dance of Gaia, but Gaia is one of my favorite decks to play. So I know everything that the deck does and is capable of. I know the potential misplays that you can make and the only real options that you have when playing the deck, right? So he goes into his Magical Knight, and he puts it, this is actually a misplay, he puts it in attack position, which means he can't activate his effect without making himself vulnerable. So I know for a fact that he's most likely planning to rely on his back row to make a play. TTH comes out, however, Warrior can dodge TTH like no man's business. So I send Behemoth to the graveyard, leave it on the field in face-down defense position, and then I set one of my trap cards that will flip it face up on the following turn. Now, Gaia only activates during the main phase. He's searching out, he's using Origin to search out another Curse of Dragonfire. The thing is, as long as I don't deal with the monster on the field, he cannot summon a second copy. Sorry, there was someone at the door. Let me scroll up to the right-hand side so you can see what happened. So, he normal summoned Origin, and the normal summon for the Gaia deck is precious because once that's gone, there's not much that you can do on that same turn. Now, because his normal summon was gone, I activated my final battle and banished his Dragon Knight. The reason being, if he were to enter the battle phase, I wouldn't be able to activate it. Now, he made a misplay and he didn't respond by attempting to destroy at least one of my cards or monsters. Probably my final battle would have been a good shout from him, but he didn't do that, so he ends up getting banished. And we go on from there. Completely fine. Okay, so turn 3 starts, and I actually make a misplay too. I drew into War Legacy Pawns, I set it, and my plan is to attack into him directly and boost up my attack, but I forgot about the Origins effect in the graveyard to change my attack back to the original attack. So I actually would have been better off. I would have been better off if I had used that attack boost when attacking into Origin, because then he wouldn't be in the graveyard to reset my original attack and then going for game. So I did have lethal there, but I'm still finding my footing at this point in my journey with the deck, right? So my turn ends, and because I know I have final battle and I have this card, World Legacy Pawns face down, I know that I can be aggressive. So even though he's not doing anything to antagonize me, I activate Warrior's effect. I tribute both Warrior and Uma, and that way on his turn, I have a banish at my disposal. Because I know he's going to try and go for his opening combo, so I can interrupt it before he even gets into it. Now, he activates Cosmic Cyclone, kind of problematic, but not terrible, right? I just activated it for the sake of activating it. I didn't really do anything there. I didn't flip myself face up. So he he special summons Origin, and he's trying to do something here. Generally speaking, people who don't read will think that that's a normal summon being done, and I'm assuming that because I targeted his Origin previously, or because I waited for his Origin previously, maybe he thought he could get me with that. But pro tip, that's a special summon, and then they will normal summon their actual Gaia, their actual play after that. So it's just to try and bait out any effects if their opponent isn't reading. So he then activates Gaia the Magical Knight to special summon Curse of Dragonfire from the graveyard, and then I can activate World Legacy Pawns, and then I just banish one of the 2 materials for the fusion summon, and it no longer takes place, and Warrior comes right back from the graveyard, which sets me up to win on the following turn. So even though I missed lethal last turn, lethal is still right in the palm of my hands. The ability to just banish any one of their monsters whenever you want to makes this, it's just a really good matchup, because before they can fuse, you can just deal with the monsters at their disposal. And if they're using something like, for instance, Dragon's Mirror to, use the monsters in the graveyard or on the field to try and fuse, well, you've banished the monster. It's not in the graveyard. So it really is a good matchup for us. Okay, next I want to show you me getting absolutely folded. It's like wet tissue paper. This person ripped me to shreds. And I just thought it was really interesting because it taught me about what I now believe to be Subterror's worst matchup imaginable, and that is Harpies. Everything that the deck does contradicts what Subterrors are trying to do, as you'll see in a little bit. It's just hard to navigate, right? He doesn't even open optimally, so I'm thinking, oh yeah, maybe I'm not dealing with like a fully built top tier Harpy deck. I see that he has a massive main deck, so I'm like, okay, so maybe this is just an early stage Harpy deck that I won't have to worry too much about. This is my first real time encountering Harpies, by the way. I've seen them a little bit, but never a fully built deck, so I didn't expect this one to be fully built, but he manages to get into Cyber Slash turn 1, and already I'm in a significant degree of trouble. And if you don't already realize why, Cyber Slash Harpy Lady can bounce once per turn, right? Now, how she bounces is in response to the activation of a spell or trap. All of my monster effects are reliant on me either surviving till the next turn or activating a speller trap to flip my monsters face up. So let's say I want to banish something using Uma. I flip up Final Battle to flip Uma face up, but then before Uma gets flipped face up, Cyber Slash chains onto my effect and bounces me back to the hand. Well, you may say, okay, well, just wait for her to activate her effect to send your Uma back to the hand. Well, Cyber Slash activates her effect, I flip up Final Battle, which will then flip up Uma at the end of the chain, but the chain has to resolve, right? So I don't get to activate Uma's effect until the chain resolves, and by the time that happens, Uma is back in my hand. So as long as Cyber Slash is on the field, it's very difficult to activate your effects, and at first I kind of dance around it, but you'll see in a second why it's not a good long-term strategy. So I activate Labyrinth Builder, standard as you do, and he tries to respond with Cyber Slash. He's very aggressive with his plays, and I activate Warrior to dodge the first effect, but you can't dodge forever is the problem, right? So if I was able to flip myself face up this turn, Cyber Slash wouldn't be a problem, but there's only a limited amount that I can do per turn as well, right? I don't have the resources to be face up this turn, so I kind of just have to take it, and if you see my hand, I don't have any other monsters to put on the field, which means the single target bounce is going to be aimed at Uma. No matter what I do, that's going to happen. And also, he discarded Hysteric Sign and just drew an insane amount of cards, right? So his card advantage is just through the roof right now. And then Harpy's Hunting Ground hits the field. That was the nail in the coffin, because my whole thing is, okay, maybe I can rely on my traps, rely on back row, you know, try and dance around it. But no, if they have this, they are going to destroy everything that you hold near and dear to your heart. And them using this card will also trigger Cyber Slash's effect, which means that you will have to at least try to respond with Uma before everything goes wrong, right? But you just won't be able to. So I activated Final Battle to flip Uma face up, right? To see if maybe I would get the effect. I didn't. However, Warrior will still respond to the fact that Uma was face up from the graveyard. So it's not over. You can be a little bit defensive, but your offensive plays are completely gone. And I mean, Warrior's about to be destroyed anyway. Yes, it will keep coming back from the graveyard, but how do I get Uma back on the field? I've used my Labyrinth Builder. I've done what I can do. So my cards are getting destroyed. My back row's getting destroyed. All I can really do is stall out for time, and it's painful. Like, my core strategy just does not work versus Harpies, right? So that gets taken out and I take some damage. Now, depending on what I draw, maybe I get lucky, I can do something, and I do, oh yeah, and then he activates that in the end phase to draw even more cards, right? So his hand is fat, and I'm on my last legs. I managed to draw Flip Flop Frog, which is really nice. I've got a copy of Flip Flop Frog now. So I'm able to get my Nemesis on the field. Okay, awesome. Wait, not Nemesis, Uma, right? Now, if he has a bounce, which obviously he does, Harpy's Feather Rest activates, so he bounces whichever one of the two cards he wants, and I'm left with one disruption, but he's got 3 monsters on the field, and any one of them touching me mildly would result in my death. And that's what he does. So Flip Flop Frog activates. At this point, I'm barely paying attention, but I target that, send it back, and I'm still dead. So that was just... that was a thrashing if ever I did see one. So I think it's helped me to understand there is nothing that you can do in a Harpy matchup. If a Harpy player opens well and has, not even if they open well, yes, if they open well, but if they go first, one, if they go second, then maybe you can disrupt them before they get into Cyber Slash, but even that might be tricky. But if they go first, and they're set up with Cyber Slash, as soon as Cyber Slash hits the field, it's a GG unless you're able to deal with her with like a TTH or a Canadia, because I'm still racking my brain. This was yesterday. I'm still racking my brain to think of anything else that I could have done to win that fight. And no, my core strategy was just fundamentally countered by everything that this person did, right? The only times that I've actually beaten Harpies while being on this journey is when they're either not a fully built deck or they misplay, right? That's how I've been dancing around the Harpy matchups. But now that I'm in Platinum, I don't think that that's going to be happening as often. It felt like a loss to the NPC was a good place to start in terms of narrating how things have been going to you guys as of recent. Excuse that there might be a change in audio quality. I haven't been able to record for a little bit because I took a trip down to my mom's place, and then we took a trip up to my cousin's place in Cardiff, Wales. I don't know if you know anything about the geography of the United Kingdom, but regardless, so I'm in a completely different environment while recording, so that's probably going to affect the quality of the microphone. It is currently day 5. I'm in the middle of day 5. Day 4 ended up being almost a non-factor. I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to. We've done a couple of pulls and improved on the deck. Not in the direction that I was expecting. So let me click on it, show you guys what we're working with. I've gotten all my flip-flop frogs, and I've kind of rearranged how the deck looks a little bit. And I have been struggling. Oh, also I used my SR tickets, so I got my second World Legacy Pawns, I got Diamond Direwolf, and I clicked on the wrong box by mistake. I accidentally clicked on the Photon of Galaxy box. I was going after Daigusto Emerald, but I mistakenly spent like 3 pulls in that box, and I got a Beast Dweller, so that's been put in the deck. I'm going to go after Daigusto Emerald and maybe one other card to fill out my extra deck, and I'm going to consider that done completely. I'm in Legend rank currently, as you probably are aware, or would expect. And ever since I stepped foot in Legend rank, I have been getting slapped around. Let me change characters. I've been getting slapped around like no man's business. And it is... I expected it to be tough, but like, yes, I have an understanding of the deck, and I've had to obtain a new understanding since I hit Legend. I also made some mistakes because, like I said, day 4 was a non-factor. I was traveling, trying to do some games on the train, so I had quite a few DCs. But a lot of these are actual, like, pure losses of me getting mollywopped, right? So there's a lot of DCs, a lot of mollywops, not being focused while I'm traveling, but also just misplays and some matchups that I just didn't realize were as bad as they were because I hadn't, like, faced the full power deck. Blue Eyes is actually a tough matchup for this deck, and Blue Eyes is everywhere, right? Because we're able to deal with usually one instance, like, okay, let's say they summon a monster. If you don't open optimally, you are going to struggle, right? You are going to struggle, especially because of how much back row they're dealing with. Now, you might be able to use this to take out 1 to 2 pieces of back row per turn, but there's a lot that they've got at their disposal, and generally speaking, you don't want to send their set monsters to the graveyard. You want to banish them. It's just very specific in how you need to go about things, right? Let's hop into a duel and see if we can turn this losing streak around, because we basically got reset to the bottom of Legend. Might as well have been anyway. Like, in terms of my overall extra deck, the cards I had initially actually hoped to go after were Excalibur, in case like I have 2 warriors on the field and I want to get a big monster, and I wanted to potentially do the Utopia Ray combo, because like in case I want more instances of non-targeted. Okay, so this is an instance where you need to use the skill, right? Because the hand isn't great. In case I needed more instances of like non-targeted removal, but Flip-Flop Frog is actually pretty damn good for the non-targeted removal aspects, right? It's pretty darn good, I will be honest. I mean, I still haven't been in a situation where I've been forced to determine whether or not it's targeted or not, right? Like, I haven't actually gone up anything untargetable as of recent, but I'm pretty sure it's non-targeted removal. Okay, Thunder Dragons most likely. Now, I don't know, like there's oh wait, no, it's Metaphys. See, here's the thing, Metaphys, after having gone in depth and realized everything this deck is about, I've learned that Metaphys is basically stronger Subterrors, is basically what you're dealing with when you look at Metaphys. And the reason why I say that is, yeah, they can banish, like we have a card that deals with set cards, i.e. we have a card that deals with back row, and they can just summon Decklist on the field and wipe all the monsters on the field. They can just summon, what's this card's name? Nemphis on the field and just wipe all of the spells and traps on the field, right? Like, that is power. That is power incarnate. And I kind of see why they are more of like on the forefront of the box. Because they can achieve the same things we do, slightly better, and it takes them quite a bit less steps. It takes less, I mean, yes, they can be bricky as well. It just feels like that deck does everything that we're trying to do with less steps involved in it, right? So yeah, that's not to say that we don't have our innate strengths as well. I feel like taking so many losses has forced me to analyze the deck, realize some of its weaknesses, and figure out how to adapt, right? Because we have our fair share of strengths, our fair share of weaknesses. I could have potentially done something to like set up for this turn, but I'm in the middle of a conversation. I'm talking to you, my friends. Anyway, really, you're gonna use Badland Box Veil on 100 points of damage. 100 points of damage. I don't think it's worth it to do anything else. I end my turn. But yeah, like for instance, Subterror Final Battle, let's say your attack gets set to 0. Let's say you're up against Lunalights. Lunalights was a great matchup because my attack got set to 0. I activated Subterror Final Battle to make my attack my attack and defense combined, and then made that my attack. Not only did I, clap back, but after the effect was done, it reset my original attack. So that was really, really cool. there's just a lot of different effects that are just nice in this deck. There's a lot of things that I've learned, a lot of combos and just things that you can do. For instance, let's say you have Warrior and a Subterror monster on the field, maybe a Behemoth. You swing with Warrior, swing with Behemoth, then activate Warrior's effect, tribute itself in the Behemoth, and then get, I don't know, any other monster on the field, then use your final battle to flip that monster face up and then summon Warrior back from the graveyard. You get to swing 4 times off of 2 monsters. That's just a really, really fun way to play the deck, right? But yeah, I'm understanding. Legend has taught me to understand my limitations more and improve on how I've been playing the deck. I have to play a lot more cautiously than I had been up until this point, but like, it is what it is. Abyss Dweller? So I don't think he knows what Subterrors do. I don't think he knows what my deck is about if he's gone into Abyss Dweller. If he swings into Flip-Flop Frog, well actually no, he might just swing into Warrior. But regardless of that, like I don't see what the intention here is. Okay, swings into Warrior, that's absolutely fine. I want to go into Kraken to deal with that set card. I don't know if Decklist can banish face down monsters. Okay, no, it only banishes face up special summon monsters. So we actually have some good counterplay against some of their main strategies, but the ability to wipe all of the set cards on the field means that I have to be exceptionally careful with how I go about things moving forward, because if I had Final Battle, they'd be able to banish it, but if I had, for instance, what's the other card? I always forget the name. I always do. World Legacy Pawns. If I had that, then they wouldn't be able to deal with that. So, I mean, it's an interesting matchup. Why is he taking so long? What is he doing? He's reading, right? In Legend, another massive thing, in Legend, people actually read sometimes. It's a myth. The myth that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players don't read is a myth, right? Maybe he goes into the Flip-Flop Frog because I don't think oh, wow. Is he just not going to attack? Wow, okay, respect to you, good sir. Okay, Final Battle. That's not bad, that's not bad. I think, okay, Decklist needs to activate, search out the deck, add... No, he flipped it face up already. Another massive thing, we can only deal with back row while it's still set. We can't deal with continuous spells and traps. And that's just not ideal. I guess him shutting down my graveyard prevents my Warrior from coming back, which is not ideal, but it's also not the end of the world. I actually don't know what to do here. I'm panicking a little bit. And Dimension lets him start banishing my cards. That's not good. Yeah, we're in a very bad situation. The best thing I can do here is to sacrifice the Kraken, take out his Abyss Dweller, right? I feel like that's the best thing I can do in this situation since it's basically already gone. Wait, he can force me to he forced me to flip face up. What card did that? Oh, you change the battle positions of all monsters on the field. And I don't think that would allow my effects to activate, would it? I don't know whether it would or wouldn't, to be honest with you. I'm pressed. I don't like this match. Yeah, I don't wanna. I can see where this is going and I don't like it. There's about to be a field wipe and everything. I don't think I need to tell you that that match was going downhill in any event. But yeah, it's just like, I'm finding it a lot more difficult to climb now. And I guess Legend is where the climb really starts anyway. But the fact, like, I made it up to, I think, Legend 2. And then just fell, no, 2 or 3, and then I ended up just falling and falling and falling until I found myself hard reset, right? And I think I want to take today to just like properly sit down, focus, no misplays, no mistakes, optimal plays only, and see what I can do. Gaia. Now, Gaia is a matchup that previously we've had go well for us, but at the same time, it depends on how well we open and how well they open, right? They're going first, which means they're establishing a board, which means that I probably can't normal summon Flip-Flop Frog and set it face down because they will probably respond to that, right? And if they do, then I'm kind of stuck. Whereas if I don't draw, but if I don't draw into Warrior here, there's not really much else I could do that makes sense. Attack position? Wait, what? Why attack position? Oh, beautiful. Okay, ooh. Now, see, here's the thing. Now I have some concerns. Or rather, I'm trying to put myself in my opponent's position. If I was him, with my monster in face of attack position, would I activate my effect recklessly? And I don't think that I would, is the thing. But also, it's a big risk. It's a big risk, and once we go into the battle phase, I won't be able to activate effects. I'm gonna take the risk. I don't think he can OTK me here, and I can still use the skill afterwards, right? I can still use the skill afterwards. So let's see if he responds to this. Most people won't respond. Yeah, most people don't respond instantly if their guy is in face-up attack position, huh? So this is my first time encountering this breakthrough skill because yeah, I guess we're just in that rank now. We're in a range, we're in a realm where that kind of thing can actually appear. That is unfortunate. God damn. And MST on the back row. Yeah, it's become a lot harder to climb now that I'm up against fully built, like fully functional decks. No way, bro. No way. So I can, now that I'm here, I'm beginning to understand why Subterror is on a top tier rogue deck, but there's still a deck that I very much enjoyed playing to get to this point, and I'm not one for giving up, right? So this battle, this is an L. This is an L in the making, but this guy did so well here that I'm just gonna let him kill me. But yeah, like this is an L in the making. But the thing about all of this is, it is astounding because once you get into legend rank, people say that grind into King of Games with as long as you have an optimally built deck and you just keep on going and you'll get it eventually. And I personally agree with that to an extent. But once you get to legend, it actually can become a challenge. Right? As I'm finding here. I mean, I've cogged with Boojins before. I know you can do it with rogue decks, but like I thought I knew this deck well, and this has shown me that either I don't know it as well as I should or could, or I don't know. My confidence is currently shaken, but I'm going to get through this. I mean, I've got 2 whole days. I'm going to get through this. It's just like, god damn. Okay, so he passed turn, didn't do nothing. I'm going to be mildly offensive, but there isn't that much aggression I can put into my turn 1, right? So I'm just going to swing regularly. Let's feel out any delays. His toggle didn't come on. There's no hand traps. Wait, what? There's no hand traps. Okay. This is Angel Trumpeter. Wait, hold on. Am I playing against someone who doesn't have a good deck? Oh, Power of the Guardians. Every time I've come up against this, I've beaten it, right? Because Power of the Guardians, it only works if your opponent doesn't have removal options outside of destruction, right? And under Legend rank, it's fine, but I have a feeling, I have a feeling that this might be our friend here's first venture into Legend rank. So I'm guessing he didn't summon a monster on his turn under the impression that, you know, oh, he wanted to be able to attack that way, get the counter on Power of the Guardian. So he's playing it smart, but Power of the Guardians can't really help you once you get to Legend rank. Like, I can only imagine how many games he's been in, how many matches he's had to go into where, I mean, it just didn't work for him, right? I mean, and not that is to say, my deck isn't working that well for me because I haven't killed him yet, but still. Yeah, end turn and he surrenders, right? I feel like Legend is a mixed bag because anyone can make it to Legend. People who you would assume would be stuck in maybe Plat or Gold with their deck list might find themselves in Legend, and so you'll still find those people in Legend and battle them. But I've come across a lot more good duelists than I have bad ones, I'll be honest with you. Let's take a look at his deck list, right? And he has a plan here. There's clearly a plan. He's running the 2-ofs and everything, a TTH, like there's clearly an intention. This is a synchro deck, but like it's just not optimized. He definitely didn't net deck that. He built that himself, which I can respect, but it needs to be tweaked to compete in Legend rank. Yo, am I live? This is a rank up match. We're ranking up into Legend 4. I have had to put my head down like significantly and just kind of grind out Legend. Am I lagging? Oh no. Okay, so no. Oh, I got too excited. I misplayed. I already misplayed. How did I already misplay? I feel like I play so much worse when I'm recording, bro. That was completely unintentional. I was trying to go through my whole normal summon, set myself, and then go from there. That is, and this is undoubtedly Resonators. I might be in trouble. Luckily, I drew a Paleozoic, so I might be able to do something. But like that was a firm misplay. Jesus. Okay, so. But yeah, like I said, I kind of put my head down, and I've just been grinding out Legend. Trying my best to try my best. Don't activate anything. So it looks like he opened full combo. I'm going to wait to see if he normal summons or special summons a Wild Wind from hand. If he doesn't have Wild Wind in hand, then it will be a normal summon. Nope, that's a special. Okay, so at what point should I interrupt him? At what point does it make the most sense to interrupt? Because he could just normal summon and carry on with this combo anyway, is the thing. But if he doesn't have if he doesn't have a non-tuner in hand, I'm gonna activate this. The odds of him having a tuner are a lot higher than having a non-tuner, just because of how many tuners they put into the deck. I think anyway. I would think. I'm gonna interrupt him here. That might not be the right call, but I'm nervous. I'm shaking right now, right? Like, it is, oh, damn it. Okay, so he's using more resources, which is good, but he can go through his combo, which is bad. Actually, very, very bad. I might have screwed myself here. No. Because he goes into Red Rising, and then he can go into, is it Dark End Dragon, or whatever the one is that can send me to the graveyard, which means I don't get to activate Flip Flop Frog. He's not gaining life points, which is good. Maybe I should have waited. I was too nervous, man. That was a misplay. That was a huge. Well, on the bright side, if he decides to go into Doom Dark Dragon or whatever its name is, then he won't be able to do anything after that point. He's just gonna have to hit me. But like, he's gonna hit me, and I don't want that. Dark End Dragon, that's what you're called, right? The one that looks like a cockroach. I misplayed that, bro. I could have been in such a better position right now, right? Either I have Stydro Kraken on the field so that way he wouldn't be able to actually even hit my life points, or I Canadia at the right time. I have to take this hit. There's nothing else I can do. So now I need to draw. I need to draw right now into another Flip Flop Frog or something, bro, or a Warrior. Damn it. Okay, that's not what you want to see, but there's an answer. I have a solution. I see a problem. I also see a solution. Activate this, and just choose the random effect, number 4, right? That will trigger my Canadia in the graveyard, and then I can tribute summon over it, and I'll just put myself... No, but if I set myself face down, thinking about it, he's just going to use another one of these. He's going to use another dark... He's going to use its effect another time to mess me up. Bro, I feel stuck. I feel very, very, very stuck right now. Once this color, you send that target to the graveyard, so it's not even the kind of thing that I could interrupt if I wanted to. And because I've already used Final Battle, I can't use it again to boost up my attack. So I think I think I have to take the hit and try again. I'm going to leave Canadia on the field because he won't be able to use the effect of Dark End Dragon to get rid of it. So we'll either synchro summon it to something else or just leave Dark End on the field, and maybe I can figure out a way to do something here. Maybe I can make this work, right? This is a nerve-wracking battle for me, even though barely anything has happened. I've really set myself back from that misplay, but maybe we come back from it. Because, yeah, like I said, I've just learned a lot about this deck in recent times, right? In recent times, I've learned a lot about the deck. I'm going to let him... He's most likely about to normal summon a tuner, right? Demon's Resonance, that's fair enough. If he normal summons a tuner, I flip Wild Wind back face down. That way, he's just got that monster and a tuner on the field, and he has to decide what he wants to do. Actually, no. Because what if he kills me? What if he kills me is the thing. I have to flip something face down. I have to hit something. Think, Soul. What do you do? Think, Soul. Think, Soul. Think. If I flip down Wild Wind, I'll have a Canadia in the graveyard. I can get Canadia back on the field so he crashes into it, but then I don't have a Canadia to use for next turn. But if I let him get through his combo, because he's going to go into Red Rising, then I'll have a Red Rising face down, and another tuner on the field, so we'd be right back in the exact same position. So I think the only thing maybe I'm smooth braining right now. Maybe I'm a bit too excited right now. But I'm gonna Canadia this. And hope for the best and see what happens. Right? He can't use this dragon thing. He can't use this to reduce to send this to the graveyard. Right? So he's either gonna have to just crash or synchro summon. If he synchro summons, I might be okay. No way, bro. No way, bro. Okay, we can still live this. If he just swings, we can still live this. I have a Canadia in the graveyard. This is actually good. This might actually be better. Hold on. This might actually be better. I'm still very much stuck, but I might not be dead is the thing. And I might be able to just see what I draw into to hopefully get lucky. Because when I flip this face up, I'll be able to get Canadia back, and that's all I really need. Just leave the next. Canadia work. It combos well with the deck. To be honest, I feel like I might prefer Book of Moon. So when I build this on my main account, Book of Moon, I'm probably gonna use Book of Moon in place of Canadia. But in this specific situation where you're just trying to live, Canadia can be very helpful. Thinking about it, it might be better than Book. It's just on turn 1 you can't really use it. So let's say they start with a Bouncer or something. You're stuck. I lost. Bro, I lost. Oh no, I didn't. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I lost. Oh, wait, did I? Hold on. Because the only thing I can do here, activate Labyrinth Builder, send these 2 cards back, right? Send these 2 cards back, special summon this. Now, it really depends on what he does here, right? Because if he normal summons, he doesn't have, no, he has a Wild Wind in the graveyard, which means he can add a tuner to his hand and start synchro summoning. I don't think there's anything I can do here, right? Because if he swings once using this, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, I'll live, and then, oh yeah, I big lost, and it feels bad. I'm just gonna go. Bro, that is frustrating as hell. That is frustrating as hell. I've been doing a lot better. It's day 6, and I've really found my footing in the legend rank, honestly. I feel like whenever I come on to record, I start doing worse because it's just like, bro, talking and also thinking. I mean, how do I put it? I can do it, it's just I'm more distracted, and this deck takes a lot of focus if you want to pilot it properly. Like, one misclick or just like, there's a lot of moving parts, so it's very easy to mess up. No, please be Triamids in disguise. If this is actually Harpies, I'm going to be upset because going first against Harpies you can manage. Going second against Harpies is not good, and he didn't summon anything. This is very, very bad. This is very, very bad. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. Normal summon. So it might have made sense. It might have made a lot of sense to go the warrior route. The problem with that is you want to have multiple things. You want to have as many things on the field as you can. And I didn't draw warrior, actually, now that I look at my hand again. Breakthrough skill. I don't know what we do here. I don't know what we do here. I think I set Paleozoic and end my turn on that note because, like, if this actually is Harpies, which it most likely is because he got the breakthrough skill, if I set this, it's just going to get popped, and I can't afford for that to happen, right? So I just have to set this and end my turn. If I draw into Warrior, I can activate Labyrinth Builder next turn, but my aim here is just to stop him getting into Cyber Slash, because once Cyber Slash hits the field, I am in trouble. Right, so it is Harpies. Fair enough. So I'm just gonna activate this right off the bat and hope that he doesn't have what's the name of that card? Blackwing, Blackstorm. You know the one that I mean, the one that lets him dodge in hand, right? The one that lets him dodge in hand. I'm hoping that he doesn't have that. Please, please. There's a delay. There's a delay, which means he has it. He has it. God damn, Swallow's Nest. That's what you're called. So thinking about it, because if he goes into a Chandler. If he goes into a Chandler and has something to discard, then I immediately lose. Why do I come up against these top tier decks as soon as I start recording? To be fair, I've actually beaten like 3 Automats in a row. I don't know if I'm going to have a separate video where I show some like highlight duels or just do an entire series showcasing like some duels and battles that I've had. Maybe a 101 series on this deck because like there have been some fire duels. Automats I've learned to deal with. Gaia I've learned to deal with. Resonators to an extent, but all of it depends on how well you open. So whether or not we lose here and now is entirely dependent on whether or not this person has another card at their disposal, to be honest. Right? If they have another card at their disposal to discard for Chandler's effect, I'm screwed. Elegant Egotist, okay, that's not good, but it's not Chandler discarding, which would just be the worst. Cyber Slash hitting the field will be bad, but maybe I can play around it somehow. Maybe. Okay, we take this hit. There's still a delay, which means he's got back row that he can use at any point that he would like to, which it does not bode well for us, and we didn't draw into our guy. We didn't draw into anything useful, to be honest. Even if we were to summon Labyrinth Wall right now, it could just be bounced back to our hand. Harpies are such a tough matchup for this deck. Their ability to just destroy our back row and just go on and on and on, right? I can go these two back to hand, or back to deck and summon Labyrinth Wall and set this. But that doesn't, no, I'm dumb, and I panicked. That's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to send the level 7 back, keep the level 5, and tribute over it. I messed it up. To be honest, if he's got something activatable, it wouldn't have mattered, actually. So, quite frankly, either way, I probably would have been screwed. Because he flips up the back row, sends me back to hand, and I do nothing in response, basically. Right? So, what's the middle card? What ends his turn? What? See, now, what that middle card is will determine whether or not I messed up significantly back then. And I draw into a behemoth, bro. I guess I play it passive. Had I, again, why would he not just activate his thing and kill me, right? Why would he not just activate his back row and kill me is the thing. Yeah, I didn't win that duel. I didn't win that duel. This man had fully built Harpies ready to go, and Harpies, as I've probably said at some point, is the worst matchup. He's got 2 breakthrough skills, my guy. Like, it is the absolute worst matchup for this deck that I've run into, at least in my opinion. So, like, I just don't even know anymore. I swear, if I go from being about to rank up to ranking down, right, like that, it can't, no way, it can't be me. We cannot go out like this. We cannot go out like this, bro. Alright, so standard opening, Labyrinth build. I will send back you, and I think I'll send back you, because I only need 1 currently. Normal summon this, and just end my turn on that note. Again, that's a situation in which you can do multiple things, but I decided to go with the warrior setup. That way I can quick play dodge if I need to. Because in that situation, you could also normal summon this on top of that, activate your effect, flip face down, and then also summon Uma. That way you have 2 behemoths face down. But I tend to find that the warrior approach, it just generally works better, especially because it floats back from the graveyard, so it's less resources, all that kind of stuff. Or rather, it conserves resources, as it were. Like, as the duel goes on longer, you just find that, like, your monster keeps coming back from the grave. No. Why? Why? I mean, at least he's not using Harpy's hunting ground. That's one benefit if I had to find a benefit to all of this. But bro, this is, leave me alone, you witches. It hurts, bro. It hurts. I just want you to go away, bro. Like, see, here's the thing. I like Harpies, right? Normally, it's a deck type that I enjoy. But because I'm locked into Subterrors, a deck that is hard countered by their main strategy, be gone, all of you. Okay, he's gonna try and get me here. He's gonna try and chain to this. So that means I can dodge, go into an Uma, and try and live, right? No, he reads. He knows how to read. No, he knows how to read. Oh, that's bad. This is bad. He knows how to read. This is bad. What do you do when the opponent knows how to read? He doesn't have any back row. I'm still gonna go into Uma, right? That way, even if he crashes into me, I still get to take out the Cyber Slash, right? That it still gets gone. He has something in his hand. He has a quick play. He has a quick play in his hand. I lost, bro. He's got a quick play spell. In his hand. I hate Harpies, bro. I'm gonna take a break. I shouldn't have come on to record. You know what? Next time I get to Legend, when I get to Legend, I'm not gonna record it. I will come back to record when I'm like 2 wins away from King of Game, because I don't know what it is about coming on and speaking into a microphone that makes me stupid, but something does. Alright, so I'll see you guys later. I feel defeated. I didn't realize how much time had passed, bro. I didn't it's It's the end of day 7. Day 8 just started. I have been grinding PvP non-stop today, right? I've just been going at it, putting my best foot forward. Like, I circumvented a lot of the issues that I found with the deck. I made a few changes, and things were going my way. I promise you they were, until they weren't, right? Like, ooh, a main box. That's cool, I guess. What a way to end it. But yeah, no. I managed to get up to Legend 4. 4 was the highest I managed to get. I was 2 wins into Legend 4, then I fell back down into Legend 3. And so a lot of the berries that I ran into, I improved in my gameplay, I improved in my understanding and my tactics when it came to the deck, and I learned a lot of matchups more intricately now that I'm in Legend, because I was playing people with optimized decks. And so, for instance, Blue Eye stopped being too tough. What else? Triumph stopped being too tough. Gaia ended up being a walk in the park, but then Harpy is doubled down in terms of how difficult it was when facing them. And I managed to steal some wins, but it just, all things considered. Now there's 2 ways of looking at this, right? There's 2 ways of looking at this scenario in front of you. Now, initially, I started off by going after something close to Oob's deck, right? So in terms of someone being able to hit King of Games with a deck list such as this, someone did it, just not me. Also, I filled this in, Leo arms, you know, I might as well just have a level 5 in there, you know, some big attack, all that kind of stuff. I settled at 21 cards just because I wanted to have 2 copies of TTH, but I didn't want to make the deck list too bloated, and there was nothing else that I had that seemed like a necessity at an extra copy. So this is kind of what 21 was, where I ended up. I feel like I found my footing at 21 and really began to enjoy that. Let's go in and do a pull, just a final hurrah. See if we get any nice XYZ monsters. I'm not going into the new box on this account. Because yeah, this week has been a blast. Like, despite not having been able to hit King of Games with this deck, it was a blast to do this challenge. This was one of the most fun things that I've done with the game as of recent, right? Like, I just had a good time. I don't know if you can tell, but like, I'm okay with that. Like, hitting King of Games, people are like, oh, it's so easy, you can do it, like, it's light work and everything. And like, to an extent, I guess it is. But someone who had never played a deck before a week ago, I had never even touched Subterrors, and trying to cog with that in a week, once I hit Legend, that it got really real. And so I want to show you my stats, right? I want to come in here and show you my stats, because it got really real. 524 packs, which is one of the most that I've opened in any given challenge, which is cool and everything. But let's check out the play records. 12 nices, that's cool. 198 victories, that's not bad. But where is PvP duels? 300 duels. 300 duels to 198 wins. I mean, that's almost 2/3, right? That's almost 60%. Hitting Legend rank definitely sent that down, because I got so close. When I say I went up and down between I got stuck in between like Legend 2 and 3. Like, I would get on the edge of going up to 4, then I would get knocked back down to 2, then back up to 3, then knocked back down to, like, I kid you not, that happened at least like 5, 6, maybe even more than that times. Like, the last 2 days have been stressful. And I went on a road trip with my family, and I was dueling in the car, so there were a bunch of DCs, but like, all things considered, even without those other like external factors, I don't know if I'd have been able to do this even with my full focus. I take this L. This was a very fun challenge. I want to do something like this again. This is my first time actually looking at the stats at all for the account, so like, I'm learning about this with you. Right, I'm learning. I didn't 300 on the dot. You couldn't. I didn't plan that, but like, that's an interesting place to stop. Maybe 300 would be the maximum, like, that I'm allowed to do before I have to consider it a loss. Because hitting King of Games is definitely possible with the deck list such as this. Like I said, because someone else had done it. But this is what kind of shows you it comes down to skill, and it also does come down to RNG, who you go up against and everything. But like, in terms of the skill with piloting the deck, it does something. It takes you from point A to point B. So I hope you enjoyed coming on this journey with me. Like I said, this was tons of fun to do. Let me know if you'd like me to do something like this again. And like the video if you enjoyed it, because that helps me to know, as well as you leaving a comment. Have a great day. I love you. Goodbye.